That way, when you hire a painting contractor, with PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center in the Pepper Tree Shopping Center. We've used Blue Water Broadcasting for years, and we attribute our results to what they do for us. If you want results with your advertising, call Blue Water.
Did you know that radio is the #1 reach platform in all of media? It's true. Call us to find out how to put radio's #1 reach to work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into the program. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Thank God for another beautiful day and hopefully another good show. Eddie Bader here in the studio with me, playing with his microphone. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Joey?
I'm good. Very good. You know, today, I was telling Jeff Poor this earlier, is Spy Wednesday.
What is Spy Wednesday?
Of Holy Week, because Judas was waiting for his moment to spy on when to best betray.
Oh.
So it's kind of, anybody who's, got that double-mindedness going on, we'll have plenty of examples if we go through the politics today. But, of course, the Artemis II launch also could happen tonight. They're opening the window.
Okay, I didn't know if it was scheduled or if they're just trying to
at 6:24 p.m. Eastern Time, 5:24 our time. That's when the window opens, and they'll have several days here where they could potentially go, depending on weather.
Question on that and the flat Earth. If the rocket's taken off, do I just see it go across the sky or does it go up?
Did you vote for Dean Odle? Let's go to Jeff Poor, host of the Jeff Poor Show. And, of course, he is editor-in-chief at 1819news.com. Hey, Jeff, how are you?
I'm well. How are you, Joey?
I'm well, quite well. I really do wish we could have had Dean Odle. Like, the Republican Party hadn't kicked him off the ticket. Just, hopefully praying for a successful Artemis II launch.
Yeah. And
then we got a candidate for lieutenant governor who doesn't think the Earth is a sphere. It'd be great. I think it'd be fun.
Having to have him explain it to you, and y'all would just go around in circles. Interestingly, is that even possible if you think the world's flat?
Yeah, it would be. I like Dean, actually.
I know he's a
the
great
first time
guy.
I met him and interviewed him, Jeff, I interviewed him straight up. He had a great sense of humor. He was really great on a lot of conservative policies. I had no idea he was a flat Earth guy. Like biblical flat Earth guy. And so I think it was Dale Jackson who ripped that open in public, to Dale's credit, and especially up there in Huntsville.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just like one of these Dale Jackson clips that are very cringe-inducing, and you wish you hadn't listened to it. But I don't know. My interactions with Dean Odle have always been pleasant. I've seen the bad side of him personally, where he's gotten confrontational with other people. But he has a very, very dedicated following as well. That apparently he's selling something that some people want to buy.
Yeah, well, I've met a few of those folks, and all kind of folks that I just sometimes I'm like, I can't go that far with you guys. Can't go that far on the flat Earth stuff. Now, one story came out yesterday, and it's unusual for them to disclose in this manner, but Kay Ivey had to go to the hospital. They're calling a minor procedure, but I believe it was fluid buildup near her lung, which I don't know how minor that is, but she, have we gotten any word on where she's at and how she's doing?
I think she's still recovering at the hospital. That's based on the news we got yesterday. It caught a lot of people by surprise. Usually with these Governor Ivey health scares, you get word of it, and sometimes there's no truth to them whatsoever, and sometimes it's spot on accurate. Didn't get any sense that anything was amiss this time around. But I'll say this: we got about 5 o'clock yesterday. We got a press release from the governor's office saying that she was in the hospital, that she had a procedure done earlier today. And it's been my experience with this governor and her staff that she has around her, that she's had around her for quite some time now. They really downplay these health concerns. They don't like these health concerns getting out in the public speculating. They really go out of their way to try to tamp down on it. And I mean, I can't help but wonder, just based on past precedent, if that maybe there's more to this, if it's a little more serious. But that's sort of what the buzz is today. Like, I think there's more to this than they're telling us, but that's to be expected, just giving the history.
Yeah, what for the audience, what Gina was a mail put out, the spokesperson for Ivey, is for the last 3 weeks, Governor Kay Ivey has experienced some discomfort in her left side after monitoring the pain and recently feeling slightly short of breath. She made the decision to be seen again by her primary care physician, and after he recommended she be evaluated by a surgeon at Baptist Medical Center South, it was determined she had some fluid pushing against her lung. So they went ahead with the procedure out of an abundance of caution, they're saying, and she'll be monitored there at Baptist South in the coming days. So, send up a prayer for the governor. I brought this up years ago about, when somebody's up there in age and they're seeking to be a public, representative and public official, including a leader, a governor of a state, these are real concerns, but I certainly wish her well. And you're right. They don't take too kindly to, like Walt Maddox, that lying liberal, bringing up crap.
No, they don't. But even at times, y'all remember, she doesn't do a lot of public appearances. Yep. She just she hasn't taken a question from the media in a long time. She hasn't done a press conference probably since COVID. And I mean, it's just, we wouldn't have put up with that with Joe Biden, but we'll put up with it with our governor. There's just something off-putting about that to me that will make a big stink about. Joe Biden not taking media questions or not being seen for days at a time, and that's what's going on with this governor. But we've just kind of become accustomed to it. She's on her way out. This is it for her. I've always thought that left much to be desired, but so here we are with that. But what they've done, do y'all remember Carolee Dobson event during the last cycle down at Sweet Creek, and she collapsed. Nothing to see here. Yep. No big deal. She was just tired. Every time she does a public appearance, there's some sort of calamity or something, and people just kind of shrug it off. And it just seems to be what we're okay with now.
Well, and that's why I started writing and speaking about it publicly, because I had a lot of people, without me really seeking it out, like just bring up stories to me about particular meetings and stuff, and a real concern in particular, I think like a few GOP dinners ago where she didn't show up. And, it just brings up, there's always going to be those whispers and rumors. And I think you're right. On a national way, we're happy to call out old man Biden. But anyway, I just hope Governor Ivey gets well soon there in the hospital. Any sort of procedure like that's got to be a bit unnerving, whether you're the governor or not.
And then it just gets back to this, though, that you want to take these people at their word, that you want to, but there's a lack of credibility there. Yep. Who's really running the state? Like, who's making these calls on, especially some of these executive orders, some of these appointments or whatever, when the governor doesn't really, it's not coming straight from the horse's mouth. It's coming from a spokesperson or whatever. You're wondering, well, is that really Kay Ivey talking, or is that just someone on her staff who is calling all the shots now?
Mm-hmm.
Now, help me out here with this headline. A toilet that won't flush. You've got House members, one in particular, railing against the Senate at the end of session. So it sounds like the House has passed a bunch of stuff, and the Senate is a toilet that won't flush. How did this bubble up, so to speak? Yeah.
It always happens this time of year when the session's winding down, and there's a log jam where the Senate's not passing House bills, or the House isn't passing Senate bills. Well, apparently this time around, the House passed a bunch of Senate bills. The Senate upstairs is in its usual state of gridlock based on Democrat transigence with the filibuster, with making bills be read at length, just stopping everything, slowing it down, taking an hour a bill to pass, which is not going to get it done this session. So what the House, and that was a comment from a Democrat, but that they're not getting their bills done. They're not serving their constituents like they see fit. And that's the frustration growing between the two chambers. So it's not partisan necessarily. I guess it's partisan in the Senate chamber itself, but the House is frustrated with some of the senators who are slowing things down and not allowing bills to get passed, and that's where that comment came from, referring to the Senate is a toilet that won't flush, meaning that it's just full and it won't go.
Yeah, I think we've all experienced that, even those that won't admit it. Now, the Senate is getting some things passed. In particular, State Senator Will Barfoot's bill upping staffing levels for law enforcement in Class 3 cities. Really, this is about Montgomery. That passed out of the Senate, and it seems local leadership here, as well as like State Senator Kirk Hatcher, there are a lot of folks that are quite frustrated that this passed in the first place and might actually squeak through the House before we're sine die.
Wasn't it just it's that this was needed in the first place? I don't think you and we were really hard on Stephen Reed on my show this morning, but it's a product of the city of Montgomery not staffing its police department and putting an emphasis on other areas, other facets of city government, I suppose, rather than policing. That it goes back to the whole Black Lives Matter movement, and things really dropped off when he took over, when Stephen Reed took over. So, you don't want bills in the Alabama legislature telling you how to run your city. Well, run your city right. Don't have, these random headline-grabbing acts of violence where a police presence was warranted for, where there's big congregations of people in downtown Montgomery and you have 3 policemen there on the beat. I mean, that's asking for trouble. And I think the legislature, they're slow to react, but I think this is a reaction to what we saw last summer, or what? Yeah, I guess it was last summer. So these guys got to use better judgment if they don't want the legislature coming in and acting, heavy-handed.
Yeah, and the argument that we've improved. It's like, with state and county help, that costs them money as well with the crime suppression unit that's been put together. So, I get it. They're defending their turf, but it's if we're going to keep doing this in perpetuity, I see why the state wants this.
Right. Because you're expecting taxpayers from Huntsville and Mobile and Dothan and Muscle Shoals to put the bill for police protection in Montgomery. And I know this, is that moral? Is that ethical? Is that right? That you won't take care of matters on your own, so you expect these crime suppression units authorized by the state to sort of act as your de facto police force? Why should the taxpayers of other parts of the state foot the bill for that?
And it looks like in y'all's reporting here, Caleb Taylor's reporting that 2 of the folks at least running for Attorney General here in Alabama, former Alabama Supreme Court Justice Jay Mitchell and Catherine Robertson, are very much backing. I had Robertson on just last week, and she lit into, let's say, local leadership something fierce. I haven't had the opportunity to talk to Justice Mitchell, but bringing those 2 up, what's your sense of that race in particular? Who might be the top cop here in Alabama? Right now, my sense is I can't tell.
I can't tell either. I still kind of lean. I think it's Catherine is the lead dog, but I think Jay Mitchell's within striking distance. And look, there's always a possibility of a Robert Bentley phenomenon taking place where those two punch at each other, and then eventually they leave a lane open for Pam Casey to win that race or get in a runoff at least. And then who knows what could happen.
Yeah, we shall see. Now, another thing I went over a little bit yesterday, I just want to pick your brain on it. I'm seeing this Heritage Action conservative ratings on Tuberville and on Britt. Honestly, not surprised. Tuberville has a very high score. Senator Britt has about a C, I suppose, in some of these rankings, if not a B. And yet, I look at this, for instance, of course, Tuberville's running for governor. If Katie Britt especially survives this next election cycle, to me, these conservative rankings, how far do they actually go in terms of people's decision making? Maybe it plays with a certain base, but those folks already weren't in the Britt camp, I suppose. So I don't know. I look at these and I go, well, yeah, maybe so-and-so isn't acting as conservative as true blue conservatives would like, true red conservatives, but I don't know how much it actually is going to affect the politics down the road.
I think maybe you look for your intellectual leaders of a movement, and it's not going to be Katie Britt for conservatives. Heritage is very important in the Washington ecosystem, at least in conservative politics. They were Reagan's think tank, right? But you also have to look at these scorecards and some of these criteria and what they deem to be priorities. I'm sure the Katie Britt folks are not big fans of this scorecard, but this is how Shelby was, and you always had Shelby scoring in the in the B, C category, and you had you had Jeff Sessions scoring in the A category. It's just sort of a balance there, and I think she's just filling that natural role that we kind of expected her to.
Yeah, and then two other things. One from last week, I think, where it was the University of Alabama faculty. They were saying, because of news sites, in particular that 1819 News, y'all better mind your business in and outside the classroom, you teachers. And then we're also seeing this other story, I believe y'all broke, about the ABC 3340 doing a sign-off with a quote from the Muslim Brotherhood founder, which is just crazy. And now they've issued, I think, a weak apology. I just wanted to bring those two up. I think this is why 1819 News in part was founded, to actually put some pressure on folks or just call out folks when they start acting crazy.
Yeah, I think the first one with the University of South Alabama incident, it was the faculty senate at Alabama just taking note of what happened at South Alabama, and that stemmed from a mathematics professor just kind of going to, I think, just call it harassment.
Yeah.
Calling them grifters, calling them dog blank grifters, and yelling at them. A student group, just doing what student groups do, and then just making a headline. And what happens is you have a member of the administration at the University of South Alabama who the student files a complaint, a harassment complaint against the professor. The dean of students there calls the student into his office and says, hey, when y'all do this stuff, y'all need to be thinking about this because you're going to impact our funding. Those members of the legislature will see that, and they'll use it as an opportunity to take our funding away. It's just I don't know what 18, 19, 20-year-old kid is thinking about the appropriation for their school. They just don't care. Maybe take that, but they also said we're not going to follow up on this harassment complaint. We're going to dismiss it. So the faculty senate in Alabama takes note of that, and in their meeting they say, hey, you need to advise your school or whatever that you represent. You need to advise those professors, hey, there's websites like 1819 News who are doing these stories, calling this stuff out, and if you're going to do this in a institutional setting, then there could be repercussions. And you just need to be aware of that, which you would hope that was always the case. It would have to be told that, but apparently at Alabama, that is the case.
Yeah, my theory was, look, guys, if we could just speak frankly without the diplomatic language, a lot of y'all are great. 50% of y'all are great. You've always been in school and teaching, and you're just nerds, and we don't worry about you. But a lot of y'all are freaky as heck. Like, you are weird people. We hired you especially when woke was in vogue, and it's like, behave yourselves. I think there is this dynamic of these folks are not used to being held accountable. And so it's not every single professor, but certain ones feel like they can do whatever they want, including on campus in public, be absolutely horrid to the student body. And thank God for 1819 be able to call it out. And then the local corporate media affiliate, signing off with this Muslim Brotherhood thing. What in the world?
I think that was a reaction to what Wes Allen did with his, John Wall, if y'all haven't been following it, made some kind of appearance at a candidate forum at like this Islamic Center in Anniston. And there were a bunch of other Republican politicians there. But for whatever reason, it gets posted to John Wall's Facebook page. Wes Allen comes out with a statement saying, "You'll never see me set foot in a mosque celebrating Ramadan," and which is not, I think, a bit of a stretch to suggest that's what Wall was doing, that he was there on a prayer rug or something. But Wes Allen pulls it out, and to the institutional left, which I would put in this category, ABC 3340, Ashante Ford, the anchor who said it. Objectionable that here you have somebody running for office trying to go do something at an Islamic center, and he's being called out as some kind of false Christian or something. And that was the response to it, which wasn't appropriate. It's not appropriate for your nightly newscast. But, it wasn't like a quote from Gandhi or something. It was a quote from the founder of the Muslim Brotherhood. And that's where people were like, whoa. Like, you couldn't have found something a little less, provocative here. And that led to that very weak apology, as you put it.
Yeah, no, and like if you're trying to create this ecumenical space where, people can have interfaith meetings and stuff, and then you end your broadcast like that, everybody who has a Jerusalem cross tattooed on them in Alabama, it started burning.
Yeah.
It's like, don't play into the Crusaders. Like, that was one of the dumbest things. And yet, the apology was more like, well, we didn't mean it, and we're sorry you were offended. I'm like, oh, come on, Mr. Cox.
Yeah, I think the news got out. I think what I believe happened, it's a Sinclair station, and you have to know a little bit about the Sinclair group and having some very strong beliefs, and this was sort of what they had to do, was backtrack some.
Well, I always appreciate your time, Jeff, and I guess I'll see you again next week. So have a happy Easter and a great rest of the week, and talk again soon.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Again, folks, Jeff Poor, host of The Jeff Poor Show. You can always find him on X at Jeff_Poor. And, of course, he is the editor-in-chief there at 1819news.com. So when you see all those great stories and stuff, you can, the man who's working with all the reporters there behind the scenes. We got to hit a break here in a second. But you see Trump's going to address the nation tonight.
I saw that.
Perhaps.
I woke up last night like 2 in the and saw that, and I thought I missed something.
Yeah, maybe it'll be like a big, grand deal announcement.
I would hope so, but I don't know. But did you see he was going to the Supreme Court, too?
For the Birthright Citizenship.
I was very interested in that. I guess he's already done it.
Debate. Yeah, it's been ongoing. We have a few clips from the oral arguments.
Okay.
What is it? Trying to think who the people are. Like, well, one, the person saying Trump's order was bad, the attorney.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to put this as plainly as possible. Last name, Wang.
Chung?
No.
Just Wang.
Just Wang.
Worked with a lot of Wangs in my day at Korea.
Yeah, you've worked with a lot of Wangs?
Yeah, I have. I've worked with a lot of Wangs. They're good people.
Good people, the Wangs?
They're pretty reasonable, but they can be hard-headed.
So we'll get to that.
Okay.
Also, again, we might be going back to the moon, not to land on it, but to fly around it with people.
Yeah.
It could happen tonight about 5:24 our time. 6:24 p.m. Eastern time is when the window. Launch is scheduled for that exact moment. Weather with currently 80% favorable predictions for a potential launch. So we'll get into all the details of that.
We're going around the moon, though? We're just going around it?
I think they're going around it.
Okay. It's like it in the way or something, or is it?
Nah, just to see if we can do this. And there are a lot of people in Alabama, especially north of here, they're like praying to God right now that this
really,
works.
we need to be able to pull this off, yeah.
Because we went over how it's some old systems. There's 50-year-old technology they're still using.
Forced to use.
Right. No,
forced to use.
I'm sure there are a lot of brilliant people in this state, in the engineering world, that could come up with the latest and greatest stuff. But, also, I don't second guess them. I think ULA, United Launch Alliance, has a perfect record with launches. So
I'm going to keep it that way, too.
There you go. Mm-hmm. And so we'll get into Trump with the Birthright, Trump with Iran, a little bit of the Artemis II mission, and whatever else comes to mind. This part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health, and they're at Montgomery Men's Health. They're ready to help you fellas out if you just don't feel like a man anymore. Mm-hmm. Say you're getting into your mid-50s and you lose that confidence, like you're completely shot through.
Yep.
Stuff you just used to take for granted. I can handle this. I can deal with this situation, whether work or family life or in the bedroom. Mm-hmm. You just have no confidence at all.
Exactly.
You're also starting to see that waistline creep, loss of muscle mass. Not like you're eating more or working out less, but yet that's still happening. You wake up in the morning and you feel wiped out.
Yeah.
Like you didn't get any sleep at all.
Yep.
Well, for a lot of guys, this is low testosterone, ED, low performance in general. So at Montgomery Men's Health, powered by Men's Pro, they are men's performance clinics that's been serving Montgomery, Alabama for years now. They do in-person care, so you don't have to work with an online chat bot. Right. And, of course, they get labs done quickly. And with urology-backed medicine, they can create a customized treatment plan. You know, they have a whole menu of options there for the type of treatments for whatever is troubling you. And, of course, after treatment, including sometimes on the very same day, men start feeling decades younger, like you got that energy back. Exactly. You feel like your old self again. Confidence back across the board, including in the bedroom. All right.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that, Joey.
So y'all check them out today, brother. 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or you can book online, book an appointment in under 30 seconds at MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. Montgomery Men's Health for every man in every season of life. Be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
At Prattville Carpet, we believe Easter is more than a season. It's the celebration of the resurrection of Jesus Christ, a time that brings hope, renewal, and peace into our lives. As Easter Sunday draws near, we encourage you to worship in a church near you. And if you don't have a church home, we invite you to join us at Heritage Baptist Church in Prattville, where everyone is always welcome.
Hi, I'm Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a prospector.
That's right, man. I'm prospecting for gold. You dig?
No, but it looks like you do.
And you know the first thing I'm going to do when I strike it rich?
What's that?
I'm going to hire David Ernest to be my money man.
You mean everyone's favorite asset preservationist?
That is correct, man. I'm going to call him up at 833-596-7233. 833-596-SAFE.
You know, I've heard a lot of good things about David Ernest.
You know, he's the best money man around with over 40 years of experience.
Experience is necessary, especially when you're digging for gold.
That's right, man.
And I can see that you don't have very much experience.
What do you mean, man?
Well, you have the little plastic bucket and shovel like a kid would take to the beach.
Yeah, man. Well, I want to start out small and kind of pace myself up until I strike it rich.
Well, maybe you should call David Ernest first.
You think he's got a shovel?
Never know till you ask.
I dig, man.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
We get this question all the time.
Do you handle that?
Buying or selling a home?
Yes.
Commercial?
Yes.
Land or investments?
Absolutely. Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. One team.
Every real estate move. 334-322-0662.
Alabama weather will never fail to surprise you. Our lawns hardly get a chance to have any downtime, and as usual, it's already time to start getting ready for spring. This year, save the hard work and aggravation and call Alabama Lawns, the River Region's leader in weed control and fertilization services. What makes Alabama Lawns the River Region's best? It's the people. They have the experience, education, and commitment to customer satisfaction. Ask your neighbors. Alabama Lawns has been the Montgomery Advertiser's Reader's Choice Award winner 14 years in a row. The Alabama Lawn staff is made up of long-term employees and agronomy graduates, and the staff at Alabama Lawns attend annual continuing education classes. It pays to have someone that knows southern grass types and how to keep them green and flourishing. Call Alabama Lawns today at 272-7171 and let them show you real value in lawn maintenance service. Alabama Lawns, the company with black trucks and green lawns.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Rich Thomas Weather.
We've got a forecast that's sounding more and more like a summertime situation. Warm temperatures with random pop-up storms here and there each day, very widely separated and mostly in the afternoon and evening hours, right on through Friday at least, and into the weekend really. Daytime highs mostly in the middle 80s, lows at night generally in the lower 60s, and very little day-to-day change. Even more storms over the weekend as a front approaches. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
When news happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back. Countdown to Artemis II moon mission launch. We're looking at...
Look at that rocket. That looks old school.
Yeah, just a bit.
It does, dude.
But that is, I mean, honestly, I'm still just a sucker for this stuff.
Oh, yeah. But imagine this, Joey. Imagine you're just one of the contractors that have to do work on that, and you go up on that scaffolding, and you got to be the dude that changes the light bulb at the top of that thing.
Oh, goodness gracious. You don't like heights? Even
as
with
I've
the
older,
harness on?
Yeah, as I've gotten older, not so much. I don't know. Well, because I'm taller, fatter, and I'm less stable.
Yeah, I don't think you would survive in beast games.
You don't think so?
Well, if money was on the line, would you do crazy stuff?
Yeah, you know I would.
Yeah, I thought so. But here is a Fox News report based on what's going to happen with the Artemis II mission. Let's listen in.
We just got word. Did you guys hear it?
Yep, we got it.
Yeah?
We are a go.
We are a go.
We are a go, my friends.
All right, there we go.
So it's set. But you think
Take a cold shower. You know, I'm excited, but come on.
Yeah.
There we go.
We got to go. We got that.
We're ready to go.
Roger.
Actually, I need to go right now. I got to return some videotapes. Anyway.
I mean, I'm glad. I'm excited.
Let's hear them out.
Which is no surprise. Haley had a hunch. I think we were all optimistic, meteorologically
Haley had a hunch,
speaking, right? Beyond that, you leave it to the experts. But there have been lessons learned through the space shuttle program, those rockets. So the rockets we talked a lot about, but I don't want to overlook the engines. There are 4 engines at the bottom of that core stage. They're RS-25 engines. They're about 73 times faster than a race car, each one. And so you multiply that by 4. 3 of those engines, guys, have already been in space during the space shuttle program.
What? That doesn't make me excited.
We got used motors going up, Joey.
They flew to space. So these are being reused. These engines are being reused. There's a fourth one that the parts have been used. So it's not just...
We're pulling parts off stuff now?
Yeah, I know, obviously, like SpaceX does reusable. It's the whole point.
Right.
But they're kind of designed from scratch to do that. I don't know if the shuttle... These rockets were designed from scratch to be reusable. And this is why it takes years to refurbish them. But we're going to find out today.
We're going to find out today.
Suddenly we're able to get to space. NASA, and as is science, you build on what you learn.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why this mission is so critical and it's so exciting. We are a go for launch.
We are a go. I mean, all criteria has been met, and we've been breaking this down for a number of days here on Fox Weather, meaning the temperature.
Yeah, by the way, it's Fox Weather.
If I ever get that corporate and you get that corporate on a radio show, I would hope somebody would come and...
No, we need to ask Rich Thomas about meteorologists.
Yeah?
Like how it's different, like especially when it's just meteorologists together. Not like you're the weather guy who's part of the whole crew.
Right.
When it's just meteorologists together, how they are. Because I have a feeling it's Nerd Central, baby.
Nerd Central.
And then a lot of like babes. It's probably Nerd Central and then bombastic babe.
I know you don't do the TikTok, but there's this blonde weather lady on TikTok.
Yeah.
And she's thicker than a Snickers. And she...
Oh, no, I've seen her clips. Those are hilarious.
I love her to
so
death,
funny.
Joey.
She reads off the comments
Yes.
that are constantly coming on to her, essentially, flirting with her, and they're hilarious
And
how she reacts
takes
to
it-
them.
I couldn't
She does
do
it in
it.
such a sweet way,
Yeah.
such a sweet girl. So
It disarms everybody.
anyway, let's keep listening to these nerds on Fox Weather.
Temperature has to be right, has to be warmer than 38, no warmer than 94. We're within that window. 72 right now. We'll stay close to that throughout the day. Wind below 33 miles per hour. We've seen the wind mostly tend to about 15 miles per hour. You're looking live there now. We're at 72 degrees. No lightning within 10 miles, no thick clouds, and of course maybe a few spotty showers. They had that 2-hour window from 6:24 to 8:24 Eastern time in Haley. Having said that, you look at the forecast, and Stephen Morgan was just talking about it. This is a great thing. I mean, everything is working in our favor today.
What I love about the prospect of launching something up into space is, as a meteorologist, we study the different layers of the atmosphere.
Yeah.
They're going through every single one of them to get out into space.
Right.
And so they are looking not only at the surface weather conditions, but what's going on and some of the layers aloft. And so weather balloons are crucial. They launched weather balloons this morning to get a better sense of what is actually happening in the atmosphere right now. But the fact that all systems are go and they're preparing launch right now, it means that a window is very likely to open up. And in my opinion, I think we could get it right at 6:24 p.m. Eastern time.
I think you're right.
So it would be truly incredible. Now, another part where
This
this
is cool.
forecast comes in handy, what's the cloud cover look like within this ring of Artemis being visible?
Yeah, and having said that, I mean, we've got a couple of spotty showers, a few clouds, but there are a couple of windows. If you have...
This is great, by the way, getting your space breakdown from the meteorologist team there at Fox. But countdown to Artemis, 2 moon mission launch, 4 hours, 40 minutes, and 14, 13, 12, 11, 10 seconds.
Good deal. I just added something to my bucket list. I've always wanted to see one of these launches. I live close enough that we could go down there, rent a boat, and watch one. I think I'm going to put that in my plans for next year.
You want to talk about brave, man? Those astronauts we're now seeing
right there? Yeah.
Get on the elevator. This is happening live in Cape Canaveral.
Okay, so if you're one of them guys, Joey, where's your stomach?
Oh, in my feet. Now, of course, you go through rigorous training. I mean, these are unreal
excited, but
people. I'm sure, the nerves of the excitement has to be something to behold. And the steel of those folks.
Yeah.
Now, let's go. This is Jared Isaacman. He's the NASA administrator who gave the go ahead. Let's do it. Let's launch. He was on with Benny Johnson. And, again, Isaacman was, I believe, the first private, if you call it private astronaut, to do a spacewalk.
Okay.
And so he literally did a spacewalk looking down on the Earth.
Yep.
So to have a guy who's personally had that experience be asked this question, I find fascinating. Let's listen in.
What is all of this exploration of the great beyond and the mysteries that intertwine all of it? How does that affect your relationship with a creator, with God? What does the mysteries of the universe unraveled tell you? All great minds have that have thought of these things or reached for the stars eventually come to some realization about their relationship with the Creator?
I'll tell you, I mean, I've been to space twice, and I think it's very hard to be there and not be somewhat spiritual, because you just have an appreciation for, how small we are in the grand scheme of things, like the enormity of what's around us. And like, it had to have all started like somewhere, right? We don't have, an answer for that right now. So the idea that maybe this was all part of some extraordinary grand design is, those thoughts have to go through your mind. Like it's too interesting of a perspective not to kind of go down that road, I think. So, but it is like, this is what we are pursuing right now. We are going to learn so much, in the years ahead. And I absolutely believe we were destined to do this, to go out, to explore, and to seek out a lot of those answers. And they're waiting for us.
And I believe Isaacman, when he was on stage at Auburn University with Benny Johnson, said this, quote, "I started to read the Bible, and I still do, and I don't think that would have happened. I don't think it would have had that kind of calling in that moment had it not been for what happened to Charlie."
So
he's one of those.
Interesting.
And in this modern world, here on this Spy Wednesday in the middle of Holy Week, especially the folks that are caught up in the scientific application, like cutting edge space exploration, for instance, I'm sure there are some very true devout believers, but that is such a awesome thing that can occupy your mind, and having the technical knowledge to pull this off, that you might look at something like Holy Scripture and what do I need it for? But when those minds start to pursue and seek the truth, I think there's something glorious to behold. And you got to keep in mind, like, great minds, brilliant minds throughout human history, and particularly the history of the West, were true believers. Just look at like Isaac Newton, for instance.
There's many a times, and I'm sure they experience the same thing. Like first time you ever scuba dive, and you coming off the boat, and you're going down to just say a 40-foot level on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
You can't help but get about halfway down there and go, "How in the world did I get here? How is all this possible?" And then you really start thinking big picture. I've always been that way. You see something as a piece of coral that's just the most simple thing in the world, but you're thinking, man, I'm down here at 120 feet, and this thing has life? There's no way there's not a God.
Well, in the part, a thought that came to me this morning as I was praying, and I don't think it was just mine, it's just sort of, how images and things you're reading all of a sudden just mash up, is that the hidden God, nothing is hidden to him.
Right.
And if it takes seeing a beautiful sunset, or it takes seeing a glorious waterfall, or being in the vacuum of space, or it's a deep, profound love, say a granddad has for a grandkid, or a child has for a mom, like if that hidden God, that nothing in your heart is hidden from him, if you seek him and allow his son, and I mean that in many different ways, his son to rise in the east and set in the west of your heart, then anything is possible.
Yeah.
It's at least the thought I had this morning.
No.
And I find myself of late
I have belief.
Just being awestruck and looking up more and more at the beauty of this creation, where before I more had my eyes towards the gutter and downward. And there's just something, when you take a moment, take a breath, it's not just simply stop and smell the roses. When you realize that a God out of love made this, and that the Logos is the true thing, that the mind of God is the true thing that actually runs this existence, this universe, the cosmos, whatever word you want to use, you start to see all the stuff that we've reduced down to atoms and molecules and stuff, material stuff, just matter. It's like, that's, to me, a sad story. Because instead, when you start to see that everything, even stuff that you wouldn't guess, is teeming with life, and that God in the scriptures is described as your very breath. He's described as the living water. He's described as the morning star, the very sun in the heavens, and constantly praised for his being able to lay down the foundations of the earth and everything in the firmament, as they called it back then. You start to realize that this isn't just stuff, matter, things that are just kind of there, and that these thoughts you have aren't just electrical impulses triggering off randomly by any means. There is something deep and profound to this world.
Definitely.
So if space exploration continues, my dear hope and prayer is that it starts to open up more and more people's eyes, especially the brilliant who kind of have that intellect where they fall in love with that intellect. But as you start to explore more and more of the cosmos, I think we're going to find more and more that it ain't just stuff, that there's something deep and profound that can be seen, and the cosmic, almost incomprehensible, the galaxies of this universe, or it could be seen in the very heart of the matter in like an intimate love. And when you realize that, yes, God can often be hidden, but if you open your heart up to him, well, you'll realize nothing is hidden about you to him.
That's right, Joe.
Anyway, we'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Don't you love the feeling of coming home to a clean house? Let Southern Bell's cleaning service get your home in order. Families in the River region trust Southern Bell's because they know Callan and Jesse will show up on time and believe in cleaning the old-fashioned way. They bring all their own supplies and specialize in full-service, residential, commercial, vacant properties, and construction cleanup. Estimates are always free. Call Southern Bells today at 546-0715 or follow them on Facebook at Southern Bells Cleaning River Region.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Austin Barenko. Hey, Austin, how you doing today?
Oh, having a good week, Joey. Good to see you this morning.
Yeah, I guess I missed you. I was in
the back. I
Okay.
was in the back. You were a little closer to the front, and I got out of there when it was over. But I did see you.
Always great being there. And let's just say this has been a very, very good Lent, and I'm looking forward to the Triduum, as they call it, in Thursday, Friday, Saturday into Sunday.
Yeah. Good Holy Week and all that. I agree totally.
So, we hadn't talked in a second about Jerome Powell. Like, Trump keeps hitting him on recently, he's like, they hit me on the ballroom, they sue me in the ballroom, but they won't sue Jerome Powell. Wasted billions, destroyed a building inside and out, and he won't raise interest rates because he's Mr. Too Late. Mm-hmm. But, like, if you're looking at less than the Trump bully pulpit and more of the technical eyes, like, what's the deal with interest rates? Should they not come down, stay put? Where should they go?
Well, I think Trump certainly had an argument early on about, dropping interest rates once things normalize. But now with the conflict in Iran, which I think most people would point to Trump as being the primary aggressor, and this is not that Iran isn't the aggressor, but, Trump certainly holds the cards and calling shots with moving the U.S. military around, which has destabilized the region and driven oil prices up. So when oil prices go up, it creates an inflationary situation really across all the major sectors. Just moving any raw good from point A to point B requires energy, and the primary source of energy for moving raw goods is going to be oil. And with destabilization in one of the largest regions that produces and transports oil, it's inflation again. And so, we were hoping to get rate cuts this year, and then once this conflict broke out, and you can go look at Chevron or ExxonMobil stock. And I mean, it's up 20-30% since the conflict. I think oil as a whole, I like to track XLE as a good sector fund that holds a bunch of oil names, but it's up, 40% year to date, most of that in the last 4 or 5 weeks. So I don't expect a lot of capitulation from Jerome now, because what we've got going on is certainly going to be inflationary, and it's typically going to lag. You're going to see this inflation number probably drag out for several months, even if the conflict is resolved sooner rather than later. A lot of these large transporters of goods, will negotiate oil prices in bulk, and if they're negotiating right now, they're going to carry the cost of this higher price for several months. And so I don't expect rate cuts now. Earlier in the year, I was expecting some more rate cuts, but with what we've got going on, it's going to be hard to see it. And I don't know. I don't think Trump can really point the finger at Jerome anymore about not cutting rates. I think he's got to kind of look in the mirror at this one.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you there. And just on a personal note, you're going to be watching this Artemis II launch. We're watching the crew head to the launch pad live right now.
Yeah, I hope to have time. Is that supposed to launch in, 5 minutes? Or how long?
4.5 hours.
6 o'clock tonight, I think.
Oh, good. I was going to say, I don't know if I can watch it immediately, but that's cool. So I will definitely try. Now that you mentioned it, it was not on my radar, to be honest. But like you said, it's been a busy week for a lot of reasons. But what's going on there? Just
this is
4 o'clock, 5 o'clock.
Yeah, about 5:40 something our time. Let me see the exact. It's going to be 5:24 our time. 5:24 Central Time is when the launch window begins, and of course it'll be a manned space flight that will go around the moon. They won't touch down, but this is sort of the first step before they do the actual. We're going to put men down there. We're going to start building a moon base. You're hearing from the head of NASA. And apparently also, a lot of this stuff has been built in Alabama, but it's 50-year-old technology. We just heard that 3 of the rocket engines on that first stage were old space shuttle engines. So in many ways, it's 50-year-old technology. So it's bringing the past into the future. And we'll pray for those brave souls that are getting on that rocket.
I will. Did they give you a timeline for returning to Earth?
I haven't even gotten to the details. I'll probably do that as we jump in. The next hour.
Yeah, I'm going to look at that. Well, thanks for the heads up there.
Yeah, it should be at least. These never get old. Like seeing these fly up into the heavens never gets old. Before I'd let you go, tell us about Invista Advisors, kind of the long and short of it.
Yeah, we're a registered investment advisor handling all things finance. So if any listeners have any questions about retirement or portfolio management or buying or selling a business, anything in the realm of finance, we've got someone on our staff that's an expert, and if we don't, we'll find one for you. So give us a call.
Well, appreciate you always, Austin, and we'll talk again soon.
Yep, sounds good. You and Eddie have a great day.
See you, Austin.
And 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. Again, that was Austin Brinker with Invista Advisors.
The opinions voiced in this material are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance referenced is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. The opinions expressed in this material do not necessarily reflect the views of LPL Financial. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice is offered through Invista Advisors, registered investment advisor and separate entity from LPL Financial.
Now, this will be the first time in more than 50 years you actually have men going around the moon. The 4-person crew will launch from the Kennedy Space Center on Merritt Island in Florida. It's a 10-day journey.
Okay.
And, of course, this will pave the way for future Artemis missions, as I was just telling Austin. Could eventually see astronauts set foot on the moon once again, and the building of a permanent lunar base. But what's also cool is you don't have to have people to build that base out.
Right.
You can start putting down a lot of robots.
Well, they got robots build robots right now. So.
There you go. And it'll take 4 astronauts 685,000 miles away, 10-day journey around the moon, known as a lunar flyby. So the launch window, April 1st today, is the first launch opportunity date with a window between 6:24 p.m. Eastern Time and 8:24 p.m. Eastern Time. And potential backup dates tomorrow and on April the 6th.
Okay.
Weather forecast seems all right for now. Day 1 will be the launch, with day 2 through day 4 being outbound transit or the spacecraft heading towards the moon. Day 5 will be the lunar flyby. The spacecraft will pass within approximately 4,700 miles beyond the far side of the moon. This would be further than any humans have ever traveled in deep space. Wow. Meanwhile, day 6 through 10 will see the return of the astronauts and re-entry into Earth's atmosphere.
You think they'll live stream the whole flying over the moon?
Oh,
that would
of
be
course,
great,
yeah.
Man, I hope so. That'd be great.
The Artemis II crew will be made up of 4 astronauts: Victor Glover, Christina Hammock-Koch, and Reed Wiseman of NASA, and Jeremy Hansen of the Canadian Space Agency. Koch will be the first woman, and Glover will be the first person of color to travel to the moon. He's a black guy. Just to clarify. Like, is he Hispanic? Person of color? He's a black guy. Wiseman is the mission commander responsible for the overall execution, safety, and success of the mission. Glover is the pilot with responsibility for operating the spacecraft. Koch and Hansen are mission specialists responsible for conducting scientific experiments, operating specialized equipment, and performing spacewalks.
Go that way. I want to do a spacewalk.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Astronauts will be using NASA's newest spacecraft, Orion, for the lunar flyby. This is the first crewed Orion mission. An uncrewed Orion was tested during Artemis I in November of 2022, sending the spacecraft as close as 60 miles from the moon and then 40,000 miles above the moon when orbiting over its dark side. Orion will ascend atop the Space Launch System rocket. According to NASA, this is currently the only rocket that can send Orion astronauts and cargo directly to the moon in a single launch.
Single bound.
Anyway,
like Superman.
That's happening tonight, about 4.5 hours.
I think it's going to go. I'm going with the go.
Amen. Yeah. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump will deliver a primetime address from the White House tonight to update the nation on the war against Iran. There is speculation he's thinking very much about ending the war soon, but he says that other countries will have to do more to make sure that the Strait of Hormuz remains open. Oil prices have been easing, making life easier for investors on Wall Street. Right now, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is up by 446 points. The Nasdaq up 375, and the S&P 500 is up 79. Shoppers increased their spending in February, especially on cars and clothing, after pulling back at the start of the year. That was due to severe winter storms. Gas sped past the average of $4 a gallon yesterday for the first time since 2022. Then jumped another 4 pennies a gallon overnight. The national average for a gallon of regular gasoline hit $4.06 today. This is SRN News.
If you don't care about saving 50% off your wireless bill for the same 5G coverage the big guys are charging a fortune for, maybe you care about keeping jobs in America. Pure Talk does. They've pledged to run their entire operation from this country, including all their customer service. Or maybe you care about our nation's veterans. Pure Talk does. They've donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to America's Warrior Partnership, a fantastic organization working hard to prevent veteran suicide. Or maybe you care about closing America's skills gap. Pure Talk does. They're a proud supporter of MicroWorks. They're helping my foundation train the next generation of skilled workers. Don't get me wrong. Saving money's great, and you'll save plenty with Pure Talk. But if you want to be in business with people who share your values, dial pound 250, say micro, and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Rich Thomas Weather.
We've got a forecast that's sounding more and more like a summertime situation. Warm temperatures with random pop-up storms here and there each day, very widely separated and mostly in the afternoon and evening hours, right on through Friday at least and into the weekend, really. Daytime highs mostly in the middle 80s, lows at night generally in the lower 60s, and very little day-to-day change. Even more storms over the weekend as a front approaches. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank, serving families and communities since 1906. Proud to be named 16th best performing bank nationally in their asset category by American Banker. Learn more at cbsbank.com. CB&S Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. A bill to require some precincts to undergo post-election audits passed Alabama's House Tuesday evening. HB 95 would require every county probate judge to randomly pick at least one precinct to have a post-election audit. House Bill 95 now goes to Governor Kay Ivey's desk, where she is expected to sign it into law. Federal authorities are asking for the public's help in locating Keandre Deshaun White, who is believed to be in the Montgomery area. The U.S. Postal Inspection Service has issued an active warrant for White, who is considered to be armed and dangerous. Anyone with information regarding the whereabouts of Keandre Deshaun White is asked to contact authorities. A Millbrook man has died after an early Tuesday morning crash in Coosa County. 19-year-old Keith Young was killed when his vehicle left the roadway, hit a tree, and overturned. Young was not wearing a seatbelt at the time he was ejected from the vehicle and pronounced dead at the scene. The crash happened on Highway 231 about 2 miles south of Rockford. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Yes?
Yeah, I'm Bill. You called about some breakers tripping?
Oh, yes, Bill. My brother-in-law says you can do almost anything.
That's me. Not much I hadn't seen.
Do you really want someone who does almost anything in your electric box? Think about that, because each year thousands of home fires are caused by faulty wiring. That's why you want a professional, like the electricians at Crosby Electric.
Bill, how's it going? Bill, ooh, are you okay?
Oh, yeah, well, I didn't really need my eyebrows anyway.
At Crosby Electric, all technicians undergo rigorous safety training, as well as background checks, drug testing, and continuing education.
Bill, you think maybe I should call a real electrician?
No, these little slip-ups happen. Everybody does it.
Really?
No, not really. When you need professional electric work, or you just like someone to assess your home for safety, call the experts at Crosby Electric, 272-2085, or visit us at crosbyelectric.com.
The 22nd Annual Autism Crawfish Boil benefiting Easter Seals of Central Alabama is April 11th at Riverwalk Stadium. Proceeds from this fun family event benefit autism programs at Easter Seals of Central Alabama. Enjoy all-you-can-eat crawfish, live music, and even a baseball game. The Autism Crawfish Boil, April 11th at Riverwalk Stadium. Stay and eat or grab them to go. Scan or visit mudbugball.com to purchase tickets and get info on curbside pickup.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
But there's a fella in there who'll pay you $10 if you sing into his can. I'm not here to make a record, you dumb cracker. They broadcast me out on the radio.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back.
I think you can do a little better than $10.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, welcome back to the program. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader, sidekick and man of the phones for me. And Trump put out a message earlier today where he was saying, well, they have a now more reasonable regime in Iran. So, again, Trump's going to address the nation tonight, I believe from the Oval Office or from some official-looking setting.
Do we know who's really in charge in Iran, though?
Not really, but here's what Trump put out on Truth Social. Iran's new regime president, much less radicalized and far more intelligent than his predecessors, has just asked the United States of America for a ceasefire. We will consider when Hormuz Strait is open, free, and clear. Until then, we are blasting Iran into oblivion, or, as they say, back to the Stone Ages, President DJT.
They did have another oil tanker get hit this morning in the Gulf.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But I do kind of like, I don't know if we talked about it, but I do kind of like the fact that he told our allies, get your own damn oil.
I do like that as well. Now, will they actually do it?
No, but I appreciate the sentiment, if nothing else. I mean, how many Americans have wanted to scream that for how many years? Quit using us to do your dirty work.
Well, in response to that, Trump said he's considering pulling U.S. out of, quote-unquote, paper tiger NATO.
Prove to me it's not a paper tiger at this point.
Yeah. With an interview with the Telegraph newspaper over there in the UK, the president described the 77-year-old defense alliance as a quote-unquote paper tiger, and when asked if he would reconsider the U.S.'s membership in the bloc after the Iran conflict ends, Trump told the paper, "Oh yes, I would say it's beyond reconsideration. I was never swayed by NATO. I always knew they were a paper tiger, and Putin knows that too, by the way."
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this? Oh, TS. Hey,
Hey,
TS.
TS.
How are you? What's on your mind?
What's on my mind is Eddie doesn't understand answering the phone, but that's his problem.
Yeah,
What's
I'm not
on my
good at that.
mind is, shut up, Eddie. You know what I think? Look, I can't drive over there right now. I'm tired.
I could use
Okay.
a pie.
I'm bringing him a pie. Actually, I'm bringing Sky a pie.
Nice.
So y'all going to have to fight over it.
Yeah, me and Sky, we share pie like that all the time.
You share pie?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's kind of a thing we do.
Oh, Lord, help me, Jesus. Okay. The reason I called, I love you guys more than you'll ever know.
Love you too.
I love that Artemis II is taken off to a full pink moon.
Oh, yes. I didn't consider that.
Rick
Last night we had a
Thomas
beautiful moon.
said
Yeah.
it's a full pink moon. I think that's a religious thing.
You think so?
Well, yeah, I think it's kind
Kind
of
of
a
a-
blessing.
Yeah. To have the full light of the moon.
Mm-hmm.
As
Full
we
light of the moon and it's pink. How often does that happen?
Not very.
Okay, you guys are thinking too much.
Yeah, you really got me thinking.
No, you guys are like playing too much into this conversation.
I'm
so
just
the pie will be a right. What, Joey?
I'm looking to go deep with it. Like you're throwing out, I think, great stuff, and like let's go deep.
Well, I think you should. It's biblical.
Now, actually, I just looked this up. The pink moon holds particular significance in Christianity because it's often the Paschal moon or Paschal full moon, the first full moon after the spring equinox, which of course is the lunar event directly determines the date of Easter. So it's celebrated on the first Sunday following that full moon. So yes, the idea of not just new life, but resurrection for all life and creation itself being signaled by a pink full moon. I think it's absolutely beautiful that this, and very fitting that we're trying to go touch the stars in the heavens at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe, and I pray, because I'm praying for our astronauts that it's meaningful for them to do this thing with their used parts, Artemis II.
Well, there you go. Actually, I hadn't thought about that.
Right.
Well, you know, it is what it is. I love you guys. Thank you for your time.
Love you,
Thank
TS.
Love you too. Yeah, like a glorified rocket
Very
in
cool.
many senses of the term. But cool. And apparently you can look for the moon rising in the east around sunset today.
Okay.
Or, yeah, it might be a little more different time frame, maybe tomorrow. But
5 minutes.
No special equipment needed. Visible to the naked eye, weather permitting.
Wonder how the fishing's going to be.
The fishing? Under the pink moon?
Well, last night there was real full moon and it was kind of glowing down on our fishing light, and it looked like it was a lot busier than before. I mean, just a ton of fish underneath there. You need to come swim with me at night underneath there, Joey, with the fish. You and me.
Do you hear that thing
Yeah.
purring out there? Man, that's nice. I know. It's really nice. Yeah, I would love to come fishing with you.
Come on.
If that's what it is, like
Yeah.
fishing. What do you catch out there?
Well, right now, you got a lot of bass swimming around there and a lot
Okay.
of crappie.
Okay, both are
But
good.
now, probably about another month, it'll be mostly gar. And those gar are fun to catch, but because they'll be as long as this table. You'll get
Sure,
some
oh,
6
yeah.
footers. and
Massive
just-
ones.
But the sad thing is, or kind of shocking thing is, you see one swim by and you're like, I was just swimming there earlier. So, yeah. Especially those gar, man. Sharp razor teeth.
Yeah, no, I don't want to mess with those.
Some people eat them, but not for me.
Yeah, but bass, good eating.
Yeah, bass is good eating. I'm a catch and release guy most of the time, unless we're going crappie fishing. Because I'm too lazy to clean fish.
Yeah, it is a chore.
It
And
is.
I have no practice in it, so like splitting them right down the middle and getting the guts out and then scaling them might be quite a chore for me.
Yeah. I'm not much of a scaler anymore. I just fillet
You
it.
just fillet it with the scales on and then just eat the
No,
fleshy part?
Yeah, eat the flesh.
Mhm.
But now they make this really cool tool that fleshes or gets rid of the flesh for catfish,
Okay.
crappie, and all that kind of stuff. But I'm a country boy. We just gut them and put a little seasoning salt on it and throw them in the fryer.
Now, I have a fond memory as a kid when we were camping where it was just this bass. The water was so clear you could see it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like throw the lure down to it, get it. Probably a 5-6 inch, like not a huge bass,
Yeah.
but like enough to cook.
Yeah.
and on the campsite, cleaned it there. Probably my dad was the one who cleaned it and scaled it. And then I remember throwing it in tinfoil with a bunch of butter.
Oh, yeah.
Man, and it's just so good. Like, just okay,
outside.
this was alive seconds ago or minutes ago. And so it's tasty, especially over a campfire.
Yeah.
It's just hard to beat. By the way, why does Kaneka sausage taste better after you put it in a cast iron over a campfire?
I have no idea, but that needs to be the ingredient written on the pan of this is the best way to prepare this.
And then just throw in some dirty scrambled eggs in that cast iron. There's something about being out there, and especially when it's a little cold, and you're like, this is enjoyable, but kind of not. I wish it was a little warmer, and then you get some just good eating. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This time of year is the best time for camping, to me in Alabama, because it's not too hot, it's not too cold. You can still have a fire. Mm-hmm. And fish are biting like crazy this time of year.
Anyway, thank you, TS, for the call about the pink full moon. I had not considered that aspect of it. The NASA crew is now arriving at the launch pad for the Artemis II launch. You can see how big those structures are as you see them in their orange suits.
They're just
massive,
huge mountainous structures, and until you're right up on them, you have no idea. Like I said, Joe, you want to go change that light out on the top of that tower?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Now, for all the glorious stuff that's happening this week, Anthropic's one of the AI companies. They accidentally,
oh boy,
leaked their entire source code yesterday.
How do you do that?
And what happened next is one of the most insane stories in tech history. Anthropic pushed a software update for Claude code at 4 a.m.
Okay.
It's a debugging file was accidentally bundled inside it. That file contained 512,000 lines of their proprietary source code. The researcher named Xiaofan Xu spotted it within minutes and posted the download link on X. 21 million people have seen the thread. The entire code base was downloaded, copied, and mirrored across GitHub before Anthropic's team had even woken up.
Man.
Anthropic pulled the package and started firing DMCA takedowns at every repost hosting it. That's when a Korean developer named Sigrid Jin woke up at 4 a.m. to his phone blowing up. He is the most active Claude code user in the world, with the Wall Street Journal reporting he personally used 25 billion tokens last year. He must be running this thing 24/7 for all sorts of stuff.
Dude.
His girlfriend was worried he'd get sued just for having the code on his machine. So he did what any engineer would do. He rewrote the entire thing in Python from scratch before sunrise, called it Claw code, and pushed it to GitHub. A Python rewrite is a new creative work. DMCA can't touch it. The repost hit 30,000 likes faster than any repository in GitHub history. He wasn't satisfied. He started rewriting it again in Rust. It now has 49,000 stars and 56,000 forks, so just people working on it. Someone mirrored the original to a decentralized platform with one message: will never be taken down. The code is now permanent. Anthropic cannot get it back. Anthropic built a system called Undercover Mode specifically to stop Claude. How do you say it?
Cloud.
From leaking internal secrets. Then they leaked their own source code themselves. Can't make this up.
But how does this happen, Joey? I can't help but think, in just my world, you got a ticked off programmer who's finally had enough.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you know what? Screw you guys. I'm out.
Or it's just a mistake.
How is that? That's such a
now.
massive
Here's a
mistake.
clarification. Anthropic leaked source code for their Claude code tool, that 512,000 lines, not the company's entire code base. This post we just read exaggerates that a little bit.
Okay.
But still, huge mess up. Huge mess up. And in this world of how badly AI can be used, and also you destroy your entire company.
That's my thinking.
Like just from one little mistake. It's going to be fascinating to see where
How do you
like
even
this
recover?
virtual world continues to spin out and unwind.
So if I leak that out there, or if that goes out there, and I don't want it out there, I can ask for it to be returned, but I can't just snatch it, can I? Like if I sent you, somehow you found this information, and I realize, okay, here's a list of people, and Joey Clark's number one guy on the list that's got this information. Can I force you to give that back, or can I?
You could probably bring legal action.
But I mean, that's the only way. There's
saying
nothing
it's
I
your
can-
intellectual
yeah.
property. But like I'm saying, I don't hold it. It's on a decentralized hub.
So you were just a pass through, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I wondered.
mean, in so many ways, like we already went through this with the music industry.
Ah, this is very true.
Like it's just there.
It's there. That's right.
And everywhere, and you have a discrete download. So maybe they go after the people that discreetly like hold it and use it. And by the way, this is going to think back to the nuclear arms race, the atomic bomb race. The government classified, super duper top secret, whatever the technical term is, but the government classified entire bodies of scientific knowledge.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So is that already happening? By the way, is that coming, or is that already happening? Happened?
Yeah.
In the virtual world. And also, somebody pointed out the other day, there seem to be a lot of top like scientists ending up dead.
Disappearing, man. They're disappearing left and right. Yep.
Yeah, the stuff that goes on in the shadows and at the highest levels, like you think you've got life figured out, and then you realize all the different ways this could spin out of control. And by the way, you want to talk about a moral conundrum, or actually, to me, it's more visceral in many senses of the word, is something that Mark Cumby sent me.
Okay.
R3 Bio. It's a company working to grow headless human bodies to harvest organs for quote-unquote research as Trump phases out federal animal experimentation. If we can create a non-sentient headless bodyoid for a human being, that would be a great source of organs, said investor Boying Wang. The Wangs again.
Wangs are at it again, Joey. It doesn't surprise you.
I'm seeing obviously an AI rendered photo, and it's like that. That's a horror movie right there.
It is, but it wouldn't surprise me all that much if that was already in the works.
The genetically engineered structures contain full organ systems but lack a brain.
Yeah.
R3 Bio's long-term goal is to create human versions that serve as a direct source of tissues and organs for harvesting.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, my instinct is like, no. Because do we understand what sentience actually is? Do we understand what consciousness actually is?
No. I don't see anything really good coming of this. I'm sorry. We got prisoners out there that are on death row. If we need organs, we can go get them from them.
Yeah, and some of the first comments are like somebody posting, "You will live to see man-made horrors beyond your comprehension." Tesla.
Joey.
Other person saying satanic, demonic. Make no mistake about it. This is life being twisted. It will be used against us. Yeah, no kidding.
Mm-hmm.
The internet always wins. Somebody said, time to start over. You know the Matthew McConaughey meme where he's like smoking the cigarette? Yeah. But then they made McConaughey look like Jesus, and it says, flooded again. He won't. That was kind of a promise, but still. The day of final judgment will be here before too long.
I'm sorry, I just picture that so well in my head.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, another guy with a flamethrower, just kill it with fire. Yeah, that's unnerving. Thank you for sending that to me, Mark. That's nightmarish stuff.
It is, but we have a better way.
We do?
Yeah, man.
We do have a better way?
Yeah, we just don't have the gonads to really do it. But yeah, we got a better way.
Do you remember the story from yesterday about Kristi Noem's husband?
Yeah, I've been want to talk to you about that.
Like on air or off air?
Either or, don't matter.
What about it?
Okay, so
for folks who don't know, he was found on these like bimbo like fetish chat sites where he himself started wearing like skin tight clothing and putting balloons under his shirt to look like he's got cartoonishly oversized breasts. And,
obviously, some type of fetish.
Yes.
But Noam got pushed out how long ago?
A month ago.
You didn't see it coming. Remember, we all, at least for me, I was like, what happened?
Yeah.
What happened? What happened?
Well, anyway,
this has been in the works for a month at least.
Also, Mark Cumby credit. Marco Rubio finding out he has to be Kristi Noem's husband. And it's Rubio with all the...
It's just another job for Rubio. It's just another day
Just
at the
another
office.
job for Marco Rubio. You just never know. You never know.
Do you think there's a deal with him possibly outshining Vance a little bit?
Yes.
And, I mean, do you think it's intentional? Do you think it's organic, that's just happening that way, or does somebody really want him out front?
I think they're all jockeying.
Okay.
There's a lot of jockeying. Now, my hope is that Marco and JD are on the same page.
Yeah, 100%.
So Marco put out this very, well, that's the wrong one, a very well-produced, here's why we had to bomb Iran right now.
Okay.
Like, officially, with, like, the White House, like, official logo and all this stuff. And so, well, let's play it for the audience. And it's stuff like this, that anything that makes a man who's not president look presidential, there's some game afoot. It's not just the Secretary of State. He could give this official statement. He's made this statement essentially many times.
Yeah, yeah.
He did it on Sean Hannity last night, apparently. Though I don't watch Hannity.
But you always know his schedule.
No, I just see clips come up, and I'm like, I don't know. Anyway, here's the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, looking way too presidential. Let's listen in.
Many Americans are asking, why did the United States have to attack Iran now? Well, let me explain. Iran wants to have nuclear weapons. Of that, there is zero doubt. If what they truly wanted, which is what they claim, is nuclear energy, well, they could have nuclear energy like all the other countries in the world have it. And that is, you import the fuel and you build reactors above ground. That's not what Iran has done. They build their reactors and their facilities deep in mountains, away from the public glare. And they want to enrich that material. The same equipment that they could use to enrich material for energy, they could use to quickly enrich it to weapons grade. So it is clear that they've been offered every opportunity to have a nuclear program that allows them to have energy, not weapons. And every single time they have turned it down. But why the attack now? Well, what was Iran trying to do? Iran was trying to build a conventional shield, in essence, have so many missiles, have so many drones that no one could attack them, and they were well on their way. We were on the verge of an Iran that had so many missiles and so many drones that no one could do anything about their nuclear weapons program in the future. That was an intolerable risk. Under no circumstances can a country run by radical Shia clerics with an apocalyptic vision of the future ever possess nuclear weapons. And under no circumstances can they be allowed to hide and protect that program and their ambitions behind a shield of missiles and drones that no one can do anything about. This was our last best chance to eliminate that conventional threat, that conventional shield that they were trying to build, and the president made the right decision to wipe it out now. That is the goal of this operation, to destroy their conventional missiles and their drone program so they can't hide behind it and finally have to deal with the world seriously about never, ever having nuclear weapons.
So there you go, official from the Secretary of State's office. And in J.D. Vance world, the Vice President announced a brand new book, a personal memoir called Communion, Finding My Way Back to Faith. The book is, again, a personal memoir about his faith journey. It covers why he drifted away from Christianity, the Christianity of his youth, and what led him back, including his conversion to Catholicism as an adult. He's described it as an intimate account, has been working on it on again, off again since 2019. Vance posted about it himself on X saying, quote, I've been writing this book for a long time, and I'm honored to finally be able to share the full story with you. Communion is about my personal journey and how I found my way back to faith. It's his first major book since Hillbilly Elegy made him a national figure. Pre-orders are happening. I think it drops officially June the 16th.
All right.
And that should be fascinating. Apparently Vance would, from Hillbilly Elegy, he in that book does talk about how he, falls away from like all the just awful traumatic experiences he had as a child, which is a common story of why people drift.
Yeah.
But apparently he did like the whole tour of different denominations.
Quite a few people have done that.
And then landed at Catholicism. Mm-hmm. So I'm definitely going to be picking this up when it comes out. And
Henry Rollins was one of those guys back I think probably mid-'90s, where he literally wanted to study the world and world religion, and so got on the train and went. And most places didn't know who Henry Rollins was, so he was able to kind of get in with the public. But I don't remember if it was MTV or Vice News that covered it, but it was a great series, man. It was a really good series.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I worry about, like, I saw Jeff Poor share a Brit Hume clip from a long time ago. The first time Tiger crashed his car, like he was caught cheating and all those initial problems. Yep. Brit Hume said, well, he could become a man of faith. I hear he's a Buddhist, but maybe if he gives his life to Christ, he could be this great redemption story. And you fast forward to, where's Tiger now?
Not there yet, Joey.
Now, just to be blunt, it sounds like Tiger has a very real, based on the amount of surgeries he's had, substance abuse problem and addiction to opioids.
That's why I don't think it was. I don't think they'll find any alcohol so much as the. Right. Dude, you got to imagine how many pills he's having to take a day.
But especially when you are in that sort of addiction, that sort of like obsession, and like your body craves that particular thing. As I think any addict of whatever, drugs or alcohol, will tell you that you have to give yourself up, at what do they say in AA, to a higher power. Yeah. But if you give yourself up to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, I think you might have a inner strength that you never thought you had before, especially to break something like that. Now, but you've got to be committed. I can't imagine, like, if you're taking 15, 20 of those things a day, because you could die, easily die from withdrawal.
And withdrawals, that's right.
And your liver, because it's not like they just inject the.
No, he's killed his liver.
The just the oxycodone or the hydrocodone directly in. It's mixed with what's in Tylenol, acetaminophen. And so if you're popping 10, 15 of those a day,
you are killing your liver.
Like 10, 15 Tylenol a day. How do you think that'd work out for you, folks?
Right.
Anyway, that's just. We'll
see.
see.
Feel for the guy. I mean, I know he's rich beyond wealth and all that. That's fine. But at the end of the day, he's still a human, and that dude's hurting, man.
Yeah,
it's
a shame to see. Before we get this break, as we get closer and closer to tomorrow being Holy Thursday, the following day being Good Friday, I would say Saturday is going to be a very quiet day for me.
Okay.
And then the glory of Sunday. I'm actually going to go to the Easter Vigil Saturday night.
Awesome.
Which is a very big ceremony, and new converts brought in. And so, normal Mass is Liturgy of the Word, Liturgy of the Eucharist. This has the Liturgy of the Lights. I don't know if they're going to do a full fire outside, but the priest carves in a new Easter candle that represents Christ as the light of the world. And then I believe you have the Liturgy of the Word, like standard, just reading, and you read multiple Old Testament readings, a lot of Isaiah, a lot of Psalms, and then many readings of the Gospels and the Epistles. And then there's a Liturgy of the Baptism. So all the folks that for months have been studying and preparing themselves are baptized that evening. And then you have welcome them in with the Eucharist. It's apparently long. People have warned me. Sure, I'm like, no, I'm in this for this particular
it's a
Lent
Catholic thing, isn't it? So
well, I'm kind of like diving head on first with no restrictions at this time.
Good.
And so, of course, what's interesting in my algorithm has gone just more and more like faith stuff being sent at me. Ran across this. This is from Cardinal Ratzinger from Good Friday of 2005. Now, he, of course, went on to be Pope Benedict. And we shared the other day, he in the early 80s, like I guess he saw Mickey Free or something. He's like, this transgender stuff is evil.
Oh, right.
Called it out that early. And when some of these, that's what's got to be so frustrating to have the intellect of somebody like Ratzinger. You see stuff so early before most folks see it, and people aren't paying attention.
Right.
And it's like, okay, but this is what he shared on Good Friday of 2005. Pontius Pilate. Pilate is not utterly evil. He knows that the condemned man is innocent, and he looks for a way to free him. But his heart is divided, and in the end, he let his own position, his own self-interest, prevail over what is right. Nor are the men who are shouting and demanding the death of Jesus utterly evil. Many of them, on the day of Pentecost, will feel cut to the heart when Peter will say to them, Jesus of Nazareth, a man attested to you by God, you crucified and killed by the hands of those outside the law. But at that moment, they are caught up in the crowd. They're shouting because everyone else is shouting. And they are shouting the same thing that everyone else is shouting. And in this way, justice is trampled underfoot by weakness, cowardice, and fear of the dictate of the ruling mindset. The quiet voice of conscience is drowned out by the cries of the crowd. Evil draws its power from indecision and concern for what other people think. And as we've entered more and more to the social media world, that's certainly a message that needs to be heeded today. And especially when politics starts driving the car. Hey, we're all guilty of it, by the way, too. If you play this political game, you're going to be guilty of it, of rooting too much for your own team.
Yep.
But, yeah.
Getting high on your own supply, man.
272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. We continue to watch the live feed of the astronauts now getting seated up inside the capsule.
I got to pee.
Get this catheter in me. Yeah, it looks like they're in the capsule. They're now cinching them down, like securing everything, you can see. Well, that looks a little, get your mind out of the gutter.
It's just, once you're there, I mean, it's like they're strapping you into the roller coaster. There's no stepping out of it now. It's happening. It's happening.
Mama.
Right. You start looking over, somebody.
No, I would rather somebody be praying to God. If somebody next to me starts singing Bohemian Rhapsody, I'm going to be a little unnerved myself. It's like, really? Bohemian Rhapsody? Anyway, we got to this break. First, this part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services. And you said before we go into what we usually tell folks about them, that there was a fun thing on their Facebook page.
And we always talk about how they're a great community sponsor all the way around. They're great, just a great company, but they got a sense of humor. And today, on their Facebook page, Ashley put out there are 2 employees that dressed up just like Ashley today. And they look just like Ashley today. And they put it on their Facebook page, which shows they can kind of, got a little bit of giggle. They got some humor to it. But also, those folks want to be like Ashley. Ashley is a very straightforward business person. Whatever she says she's going to do, she does.
Oh, absolutely.
100%. And her word is her bond. And someone like that in any kind of business is needed, but especially in pest control, because, be honest, Joey, after a pest control person comes, do you ever go look behind them and say, hey,
no, not really.
You have to take it at their word that they do it. And they do.
They absolutely get the job done there at Pest Pro. It's why they've been such a success story coming out of the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
Started a little after, during 2020, a little after, and it started with, 2 people?
That's exactly right.
Ashley and Zach, and now it's grown to this huge team of great folks. And they've got a new office there on Main Street in Millbrook.
Beautiful
and I know
office.
for a fact, by the way, Ashley doesn't just, keep that to herself. She helps out other entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
She's helping out a lot of nonprofits and local causes.
Yep.
So if you want to work with great folks who do get the job done well to get you great pest control services, check out Pest Pro Services today at 265-9990. That's 265-9990. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. And you want to know, call a pro. Pest Pro Services. We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. Here in the River region, thousands of hardworking folks will be buying a home, some for the first time. How do you know you are buying the right home? It starts with research. A buyer's agent can help you in your search, providing a list of homes you may not be aware of or know about. At the same time, a meeting with a local lender to find out exactly what you qualify for and how much it will cost at closing and monthly. A list of needs and wants provided to your agent will help them locate properties that match those needs. An example would be bedrooms, baths, school zones, floor plan requests will also help. Start shopping and look at homes and compare and make a list of pluses and minuses for each home. Compare them with your agent to narrow the field. After you work out the contract, appraisals and inspections come next, and then the closing. For more details, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group, 221-2883. That's 221-2883.
E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, ride for free. E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, ride for free.
At E-Bike Oasis, we're more than just Montgomery's best electric bicycle store. E-Bike Oasis offers free 1-hour electric bicycle rentals and a full-service electric bike repair shop. Stop by E-Bike Oasis in Montgomery today for free rentals, repairs, and electric bicycle brands in town.
For more than 50 years, the Tears family's been keeping the river region flowing with Roto-Rooter. From drain cleaning to septic repair and installation, no job's too big or too messy with a local team you can trust. So when water won't go where it's supposed to, call the hometown experts who've been serving Montgomery for over half a century. That's 272-7130 or visit rotorooteralabama.com. And remember,
call Roto-Rooter, that's the name, and away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values. This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Do you suffer every time you try to wear good-looking shoes, but you don't want to wear ugly shoes just because they're comfortable? The Good Feet store wants to help you wear heels, boots, and dress shoes again in comfort.
We're located at 7341 East Chase Parkway in the shops at East Chase. Now hiring.
If you've ever wanted to be in business for yourself, but not by yourself, and didn't know where to start, Janney King Gulf Coast has already built a foundation for you. With guaranteed initial customers, hands-on training, and ongoing local support, you'll never feel like you're doing it alone, because you won't be. For over 35 years, we've helped people turn their dreams into real successful businesses. Take the next step. Discover a business built for you at JaneyKingCleans.com.
Rich Thomas Weather brought to you by M&M Outdoors. Book your stay today at MNMCampground.com for relaxation at its best. It's easy to find and hard to leave. M&M Outdoors, your home away from home.
Rich Thomas Weather.
We've got a forecast that's sounding more and more like a summertime situation. Warm temperatures with random pop-up storms here and there each day, very widely separated and mostly in the afternoon and evening hours, right on through Friday at least, and into the weekend, really. Daytime highs mostly in the middle 80s, lows at night generally in the lower 60s, and very little day-to-day change. Even more storms over the weekend as a front approaches. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray Publix.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Yeah, you know a fella doesn't have the same shine anymore?
Who dat?
Howard Lutnick.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, he deserves worse than just losing his shine, but yeah.
I just went to the Epstein Island to go snorkeling.
How many times?
I don't know about that. Right. But here is Lutnick. Yesterday, Trump signed a executive order about mail-in ballots.
Oh, okay.
So Lutnick's going to lay out, as the Commerce Secretary, what exactly this order does.
The states, right, run these elections. They will, if they want to use the U.S. mail, the U.S. Postal Service, they're going to get a code, a barcode from the U.S. Postal Service, and they're going to put that on the envelope, and we will have one envelope per vote. None of this time where we have no idea, there's no observers to mail, there's no envelopes, there's no certainty. That's all going to go away, and what the president is doing today is he's going to make sure that mail-in ballots are safe, secure, and accurate, and will have a clear distinction. If you voted by mail, you will have it on the envelope. Obviously not on the ballot, but on the envelope. So we will know 1 million mail-in ballots. There'll be 1 million envelopes, and you'll be able to know exactly, correctly, that citizens voted.
And this came up with some great legal minds. They looked at the various documents and everything that was going on, because the cheating on mail-in voting is legendary. It's horrible what's gone on. And it's very clearly covered, very, very clearly. So I think this will help a lot with elections. We'd like to have voter ID. We'd like to have proof of citizenship, and that'll be another subject for another time. We're working on that. You would think it would be easy. It's a 98% issue for Republicans. It's 86%. The thing just came out, a poll, and it's 86% with Republicans and Democrats, not leaders, because the leaders of the Democrats cheat. And the only people that don't want to do voter ID are people that cheat. There's no other reason for it. Proof of citizenship, they want to be able to cheat. There's no reason. They have all sorts of reasons, excuses, but it's all nonsense. They want to cheat. But the Democrats themselves are very high. It's a very positive, very, very good thing. The Democrat voters, the Democrat leaders, guys like Schumer, who are corrupt, they want to use it for cheating because their policy is so bad with, think of their policy, open borders for everybody, where people pour into our country from countries all over the world. Think of that. You look at, just take any issue, take anything, everything they have is so crazy. But the fact that they don't want to sign voter ID is another issue. It's a big issue. The fact that they don't have proof of citizenship, that they...
I still don't understand why are we still having the discussion in 2026?
Because old habits die hard, especially when people are benefiting from those habits.
I guess so.
But of course, Trump, when he does this, he can't just stay on subject. He's got to open it up.
Gotta weave, baby.
All sorts of things, right? He's got to open it up to all sorts of questions about, first Iran. And he's asked about what's going to happen with Operation Epic Fury. When is it going to get concluded? And I keep hearing 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
2 to 4.
2 to 4, maybe it's a month. We don't say a month. Let's keep it in the unit of weeks.
Exactly.
Because if you start saying months, then people would be like, what? But here is the president going on about that.
I would say that within 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3, we're hitting them very hard. Last night we knocked out tremendous amounts of missile-making facilities. As you probably read or wrote, we knocked out. Excuse me?
Pardon me for interrupting. The U.S. will be gone or done with the war in 2
I think with 2 or 3 weeks. We'll leave because there's no reason for us to do this. Look, problem with the Strait, a guy can take a mine, drop it in the water, and say, "Oh, it's unsafe." It's not like you're taking out an army or you're taking out a country, or they can drop it, or you can take a machine gun from the shore and shoot a few bullets at a ship, or maybe an over-the-shoulder missile, small missiles. That's not for us. That'll be for France. That'll be for whoever's using the Strait. But I think when we leave, probably that's all cleared up. Today, I heard tremendous numbers of ships were sailing through. We're negotiating with them right now. They've been, again, we have had regime change. Now, regime change was not one of the things I had as a goal. I had one goal. They will have no nuclear weapon. And that goal has been attained. They will not have nuclear weapons. But we're finishing the job, and I think within maybe 2 weeks, maybe a couple of days longer to do the job. But we want to knock out every single thing they have. Now, it's possible that we'll make a deal before that, because we'll hit bridges, and we've hit some. We'll hit some bridges. We've got a couple of nice bridges in mind. But if they come to the table, that'll be good. But it doesn't matter whether they come or not. We've set them back. It'll take 15 to 20 years for them to rebuild what we've done to them. They have no Navy. They have no military. They have no Air Force. They have no telecommunications. They have no anti-aircraft systems. They have no leaders. Their leaders are all gone. That's why we have regime change. We have nice new leaders.
So he still seems quite confident about it. And, of course, that was yesterday before announcing that he's going to address the nation tonight on Iran.
Yeah.
So we shall see.
Somebody said that they think he got the 2 weeks from Ivey.
Yeah, perhaps.
Yes.
Yeah, like back during the COVID era.
Right.
Yeah, I remember that. Now, here is the president. Of course, you got to show a classic sparring with the fake news media.
Of of course.
And in fact, the White House, the Rapid Response X account, next time, third-rate loser Jeff Mason comes into the Oval Office to ask the President of the United States a question, he should come prepared. Humiliating. That's the caption for this, shared by the White House. So let's listen in to this particular moment. I believe the question is about how Iran has threatened American tech companies.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. President, the Iranian government threatened a bunch of U.S. companies today in the region, including Google, Apple.
With what? What did they threaten them with? PB guns? Or
well, that's a
they don't have much left to threaten.
My question for you is, are you...
I don't know. I mean, what are they... You made a statement. What did they threaten them with? I don't know. Tell me, how did they threaten them?
Well, all I know is that they threatened them, sir.
What does that mean?
Fair enough.
He said something nasty?
Is the government in touch with these companies? Are you helping to backstop them?
You don't even know what the threat was. What was the threat? I haven't heard it. What was the threat? Did they say they're going to blow them up? They're going to hit them? They're not. You know what they're not going to do? They're not going to hit them with a nuclear weapon. Yeah.
Is it something you're concerned about, sir?
No.
Iran's IRGC issues a warning that they will target 18 U.S. technology companies if the U.S. continues targeted assassinations of Iranian leaders beginning on April 1st. Those companies include NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft.
Most of those people are dead already.
Mr. President.
He doesn't seem all that worried about it.
No. Imagine you're the negotiator on the Iran side. You're like, if you guys don't let me negotiate, he's going to kill all of us.
Yeah. He's heading that direction.
Yeah.
Well, and we got to hit a break. And when we come into the next final hour, Trump gets in yesterday, mentions about birthright citizenship. And then today, the Supreme Court heard oral arguments on his executive order, that case of ending birthright citizenship.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently Trump stopped by, unprecedented visit, sat there listening to the oral arguments in front of the court.
Is that too wrong?
I don't think it's wrong necessarily. It's unusual. It shows he really means it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
Sends a certain signal. Didn't say a word.
Didn't say he was just there. His presence.
Yeah. And we'll get into some of the back and forth that you heard during oral arguments as much as we can follow it. Those big brain nerds up there on the court, who knows? Anyway, this part of the program, in fact, the entire hour brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And they're at Alabama Home Mortgage, Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon. They're ready to help you with buying a home.
Oh, yeah.
Home purchase or refinancing a home.
Exactly right, Joey.
And you want to go with a local company. Do not go with a 1-800 lender or a spam call or somebody's got a flashy mailer. What are you doing? You're setting yourself up for heartbreak.
Yeah, they usually don't have any kind of service to follow that up with.
And if you're one to procrastinate, like, well, but they said on the news, they're saying this or that on the news. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
Stop troubling yourself. Get in touch with folks that can give you peace of mind and get you in the right state of mind in order to actually follow through, again, on a great purchase or on a refinance deal. And it's wherever you are in life. Sometimes you need a larger home because the family's growing. Sometimes you need to downsize because the kids are gone.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes divorce happens.
It does.
Yeah. And it's a sad thing, but at least you can get the house part of it figured out. And, of course, they can help you if you're saying your retirement, want to make sure you got plenty of money in that regard, or if you're looking to get debt off your back with a refinance deal. So check them out today. You can always call Alabama Home Mortgage Direct at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or you can apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them. They have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. And that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
This is Jennifer Pestricelli, General Sales Manager and co-owner of Blue Water Broadcasting. If you're an experienced sales professional ready for more opportunity, more income potential, and more control over your own success, we should talk. At Blue Water, you'll work with local business owners to develop strategic marketing campaigns across 7 radio stations and a growing digital platform, including social, streaming, and targeted advertising. Outside sales experience is required. Media or digital experience is a plus. If you're ready for a career move that rewards performance, send us your resume today. BlueWaterBroadcasting.com.
We get a lot of questions about what all we handle at Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. I'm Hannah Grantham.
And I'm Eddie Bader, and we will handle all of your real estate needs.
We handle all your buying and selling needs, from your first home, next home, land, investment property, and even commercial properties.
We do it all and have the experience that shows you what makes us different.
So when you think real estate, think Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. Look us up on Facebook or give us a call at 334-368-6358. And let us show you who you have on your sign matters.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Put that down on the table.
Too bad hurting the butt.
Put that thing down.
I got the George Costanza wallet. That's why I'm going to have back problems one day.
Yeah, that's a big old thick thing.
Ain't no cash in it, just cards and cards.
Anyway, let's go to Michael Coe with Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Hey, Michael, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, very, very good. Better than I deserve. Tell us about the Cohen's experience.
The Cohen's experience. Well, some of the experience is I had a nice lady that called me yesterday, and she says, I need a new washer. And I was like, well, I mean, I've got blah, 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 and blah, 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 and top of Speed Queen. And she says, all right. She says, mine's been out for 3 weeks. I'm like, 3 weeks?
Wow.
How much clothes, how much do you have to wash?
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I've been taking it to my mom's. Her mom, they got a mother-in-law plan, so the mom's got a little washer and dryer on her side. And I was like, well, that's pretty cool. And then she's all worried about cleaning up behind it because it's going to look nasty. And so, I talked to my guys when they get back today, and they went out there and they said, she said that it was going to embarrass her, but she was so happy that they got back there and they cleaned it up for her.
Good deal.
And got the new Speed Queen installed, and it's white, and her old one, whatever she had, was silver. So nothing's going to match the silver. And, of course, as a guy, white and silver kind of go together.
Exactly.
I think so.
But as a woman, at some point soon, she's going to have to get the matching dryer to go with, but there, and there's nothing wrong with her dryer, but, it's got to be matchy.
Yeah.
So, anyway, God bless her. Anyway, it's just so nice to have customers like that just call you, ask you a few questions, you ask them some questions, and you send it out, and they're tickled pink.
There you go. What's the number to dial if folks want to just call you all direct?
Well, you can call us at 277-8890. But, the best way is to come in here and see us. 2515 Eastern Bypass. We're here 9 to 6, Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 on Saturdays. And just tell everybody that you heard me and Eddie on the radio. Listening to Motown from the 70s.
That's it.
There you go.
Good Motown.
Well, I appreciate it, Michael. We'll talk again. I'm not going to be here Friday. I'm taking the day off for Good Friday, so I guess we'll talk on Monday.
I guess that's what's good about it. You're off.
Yeah.
The rest of us have to work.
Exactly.
They don't let the Jews off on this day.
I guess you can take off. You're the
Michael,
boss.
I'll even be here Friday. No Joey, but I'll be here Friday.
All right. Well, you call me, Eddie. All right. Y'all have a great day.
You too, man.
You too, Michael. 272-9228. That's 334-272-9228.
I think I will call him just to let him know Joey's not here today. I'm here because I'm the one that's generally not here.
But you're not going to be here from noon to 3.
No, but I'm still going to make that call probably, 2 o'clock? I'll call him at 2 o'clock.
Right.
It'll be all right.
Like, what's up? Final preps underway ahead of the moon mission, which means they're about 3.5 hours out.
Hey, do you remember the last time they had to leave a little bit early because there was a health issue with one of the astronauts? It was the last mission, but I never heard what the health issue was. I wondered, I was just kind of curious. They had to end up coming home just a little bit early.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Neither do I.
Good question, though. Hey, let's hit this break.
All right.
Final hour coming up.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump will deliver a primetime address from the White House tonight to update the nation on the war against Iran. There is speculation he's thinking very much about ending the war soon, but he says that other countries will have to do more to make sure that the Strait of Hormuz remains open. Oil prices have been easing, making life easier for investors on Wall Street. Right now, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is up by 446 points. The Nasdaq up 375, and the S&P 500 is up 79. Shoppers increased their spending in February, especially on cars and clothing, after pulling back at the start of the year. That was due to severe winter storms. Gas sped past the average of $4 a gallon yesterday for the first time since 2022. Then jumped another 4 pennies a gallon overnight. The national average for a gallon of regular gasoline hit $4.06 today. This is SRN News.
If you don't care about saving 50% off your wireless bill for the same 5G coverage the big guys are charging a fortune for, maybe you care about keeping jobs in America. Pure Talk does. They've pledged to run their entire operation from this country, including all their customer service. Or maybe you care about our nation's veterans. Pure Talk does. They've donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to America's Warrior Partnership, a fantastic organization working hard to prevent veteran suicide. Or maybe you care about closing America's skills gap. Pure Talk does. They're a proud supporter of MicroWorks. They're helping my foundation train the next generation of skilled workers. Don't get me wrong. Saving money's great, and you'll save plenty with Pure Talk. But if you want to be in business with people who share your values, dial pound 250, say micro, and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. It's more than just great prices on lumber. From Trex decking to energy-efficient windows and Tamco shingles, Alabama Wholesale Lumber has it all.
Rich Thomas Weather.
We've got a forecast that's sounding more and more like a summertime situation. Warm temperatures with random pop-up storms here and there each day, very widely separated and mostly in the afternoon and evening hours, right on through Friday at least, and into the weekend really. Daytime highs mostly in the middle 80s, lows at night generally in the lower 60s, and very little day-to-day change. Even more storms over the weekend as a front approaches. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Feeling the pressure of high credit card rates? ASE Credit Union has you covered with a low 1.99% APR on balance transfers. Move your balances in March or April and lock in that 1.99% rate through your October statement. Visit ASE Credit Union today. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
1819 News.
3 bills were passed in the state Senate this past Tuesday after an earlier attempt by Democrats to filibuster and delay those bills. The first bill requires the display of the 10 Commandments in public schools here in Alabama. The 10 Commandments, along with a historical tribute on their shaping of civil society, would be put on display in a common area of a school as well as within the history classrooms. This bill must now be considered by the Alabama House. The other bill passed is the post-election audit bill that would now go to the governor's desk for signature. That bill requires all probate judges in Alabama to conduct an audit of the paper ballots of randomly selected county and state races. Secretary of State Wes Allen said he's glad to see this next step in ensuring election integrity and voter confidence. And the third bill will officially rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. State Senator Chris Elliott says this bill reinforces American sovereignty. This bill has already been passed by the Alabama House. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Did you know that 70% of people experience a potentially traumatic event in their lifetime, and that 6 out of every 100 adults face PTSD every day? Help us bring hope to these survivors by signing up for your Alabama Distinctive PTSD Awareness License Plate today. The great thing is you can sign up no matter when your current plate renews, and the first year is complimentary. All you need is your VIN number on hand. Drive awareness, drive hope, and customize your plate today at ease.org.
2 men were arrested in Dothan after police seized 11,000 fentanyl pills. 22-year-old Roland Whitfield and 53-year-old Dwayne Chambers are facing drug trafficking charges. The street value of the fentanyl is estimated at $250,000. A Mobile man was arrested this week by sheriff's deputies after a tip came to them from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. 22-year-old Bryce Klockner is now facing 5 counts of possession of child pornography. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
2026 marks 60 years that hope has had a home in Alabama. At the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches, children who've lost everything through no fault of their own have found something priceless. A safe place to live, a loving Christian family, and the chance to simply be kids again. Here, boys and girls grow up surrounded by care, guidance, and faith, learning right from wrong, learning responsibility, learning they are valued and that their lives have purpose. As the Alabama Sheriffs have believed for 6 decades, it's easier to build boys and girls than to repair men and women. These former ranchers are now teachers, parents, business owners, and leaders, living proof that love, structure, and faith can change a life forever. As the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches celebrate 60 years of serving Alabama's children, you can help ensure the next child has the same chance. Learn how you can make a difference at alabamasheriffsyouthranches.org. 60 years of building lives, and we're just getting started.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Vaughan Road. You know, with over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
This is Jonathan with Oswalt's Apparel and Footwear in Prattville. With all that's changed in the last decade, I really thought that radio advertising was dead, but I was wrong. We opened our store during the pandemic, and we wouldn't have been near successful without advertising on Blue Water. Practically every day, someone comes in for the first time and tells us they heard about Oswalt's on the radio. I highly recommend advertising with Blue Water.
Our advertisers are our biggest advocates. Call us to find out how radio can increase your bottom line. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader is still in the house, and joining us now we have Dr. Stuart Tankersley here in the studio. He is, of course, my doctor, but also, just as in full disclosure, but he is running for lieutenant governor here of the great state of Alabama. Right. How are you, sir?
I am doing great, and it's great getting out and meeting folks and getting on the trail and talking about the issues that matter most.
And just give a kind of color that in for me a little bit. Like, where have you been, and what's kind of the sense out there on the campaign trail of the issues people care about?
Yeah, it seems that the thing that I've been all the way from Huntsville down south, and it seems like people are worried about affordability and really accountability. There's an Insider's Insider magazine out of D.C. called the Cook Political Report, and it said basically, and this is advice to the political entities, that people are worried about affordability, but they're very worried that the elites control everything and we don't have a say-so. And I agree completely that that's really the reason. The elephant in the room to me is the lack of trust in the government, and with that, you solve that problem and you solve so many others.
Now, where do you think that trust is lacking most? I know in particular you've been hammering state health officials for a while for good reason.
Yeah.
But I'd imagine it's even across the board beyond just public health.
No question. I think public health has been the obviously big issue, what they've done to us the last 6 years. Do we really think they wouldn't do it again? Of course they would. They benefited way too much from it. The elites did. And so the crazy thing about it was it's so unscientific, and I'm so proud of Jay Bhattacharya addressing it nail on the head, and is that we will debate now. We will dialogue. We will find out what's really the motivations behind where our country was so taken so far off course. And I mean, just the abridgment of all, they just threw away the Bill of Rights. And yeah, it's so important that we put people in charge that, to me, career politicians, it's not what the country was founded to produce. And career politicians I think they're like the doctors. I think that 99% of the doctors got COVID wrong, and they were just trained into a system that was ready to be had, and clearly they were. And first 2 or 3 years, I've told you this, I know, Joey, that first 2 or 3 years of COVID, I was very angry at the other doctors, and then the Lord gave me a reminder that I got it right, because he gave me the insights and the eyes to see, if you will. But that gave me, he humbled me, and so I've had great sympathy, and I want to encourage them to join in the fight. Well, that would be my approach as a lieutenant governor.
Okay.
That these people would, the senators, as the lieutenant governor, the presiding officer of the Senate, and that would be my approach with these. I think the large majority of Republicans that go into office do it for the right reasons and right motivations, but they get co-opted into a broken system. And I learned so many of the problems on the Ethics Commission. And that leads to the day-to-day affordability issues that are so, strained. I mean, people are really hurting right now. I see it every day in my clinic. And who is really talking to them about taking away so many onerous rules, regulations, and money? I think that we have a wonderful opportunity to do a lot better. If we just have people that are in the positions they're in for that position, and it seems to be that politicians are always maybe angling for a better job or a higher position, I guess.
I was down there at the State House with Jeff Poore earlier this morning, and I try to avoid the place because, you do meet folks, and there are a lot of great folks over there just hanging out and chatting. But you're right about sometimes the culture lacks certain vision and energy, especially to get things done. And I guess my question is, do you think, presuming, say, Governor Tuberville, say you become lieutenant governor, can leadership actually change the culture over there and actually get them to start to run in the direction, especially of cleaning up, say, the executive branch? That's where doging the state, I know it's fallen out of trend using that word, but really cleaning up these bureaucracies that have existed, I think, on autopilot with a few updates here or there for decades. would be a beautiful thing for people that are struggling in the state.
The waste is huge. One of the attorney generals, I was on another event, at one of the events last week, and one of the attorney generals made the point that the SNAP, the food stamp program, Alabama has the highest amount per capita in the country.
Wow.
That's right. This is, and it goes to the point, and back to your question earlier, the biggest agency in the world is HHS, Health and Human Services. In 2023, its budget was $1.8 trillion, and that of the War Department, DOD at the time, was $900 billion. So it's twice that of the second largest. Mm-hmm. And that's where the heart of the deep state resides. And so we're a very unhealthy culture, and HHS under RFK Jr. and Bhattacharya, these wonderful guys, they are doing such hard work because the deep state doesn't want to help the health of Americans, clearly.
Right.
And RFK was on with Rogan less than a month ago, and he said that we spend 2 to 3 times all the other countries, and we have the worst health outcomes. It's a system designed for sickness.
And you would think, and I really do believe, that this is something that shouldn't be a partisan issue, especially here in Alabama.
Amen.
And a lot of it does go to your point about SNAP, like the quality of food people are eating. I believe there was some study about prisoners where, it's rare you get a captive audience or captive population and say like a dietary study, but looks like we found some things there.
Yeah, that goes to this situation in our prisons, which is so sad. Tragic, I guess, is a better word, horrendous, whatever. They did the study that he talked about on the Rogan podcast that showed that if they put, and it was a very short-term study, and they put 2 wings, they compared 2 wings of a prison, the same prison. They gave good food in one and the same crap in the other. And I think he may have said it was within a month or two, there was a 40 to 50% drop in violence in the good food. And all of this is, we understand how the gut controls the brain in large measure. And then they did it in a juvenile facility, and it was 70% drop in violence.
Wow.
It's incredible. Gut controls so much, and if we just would feed it the right stuff and not be the average American adult, 70% of their calories are empty calories, and so we have obesity, malnourished obese people. Basically, is the problem, and that drives so much of the whole medical, most of the medical problems in our country. And it's so easy to fix if the bureaucracies and the people that are ingratiated into the system that's so bad for us. It's like the government clearly is against us, and COVID, of course, revealed it in spades. But there's so much opportunity, and you give people health. They can. I just think Alabama's the greatest state. I've always lived here, so you may say I'm biased, but either way, I think we have so many wonderful resources in the people, and also the nature. What nature is the bounty that we have in every area almost. Rare earth metals, maybe not, but we do have some of those. But
we do have a few, yeah.
Yep. But we have so much opportunity.
Yeah.
And what are we going to do? Are we going to keep playing this game? You saw the 1819 article this morning about the fight between the upper and lower chambers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They just leadership matters. I mean, I was a colonel in the Army, and if we went to I've joked that if I went to a course in the Army on ingrown toenails, at some point you're going to have a breakout on leadership. It's going to be, it's so important that the attitude, the integrity is first, and the attitude of those in charge really transcends a lot of problems.
Because there have been some good things in the margins done in the last, say, 8-10 years, but it does seem like Alabama's government's been on a bit of autopilot.
Yeah.
Ever since Bentley was kind of unceremoniously got out, and the people reelected Kay Ivey, but it does seem like the system and the middle, so to speak, where the distinction I think between the Republican and Democrat goes out the window. They've been running things, and again, it's not like I'm not going to say like they're the worst ever. It's like California or it's Illinois or some, but
well, we're at the bottom.
Right. For what we have is your point about resources, for what people believe and are willing to vote for, you would think we would be ahead. Like, for instance, on just the food and the SNAP programs, Texas just passed something where it banned so-called junk food.
Yeah.
With the SNAP program, it's like, why aren't we leading on this? Why are we always down the road on so many of these things?
I don't know if it's changed in the last month, but RFK was talking at a different speech about only 10 states have taken up their encouragement since a year ago to sign up and get the waivers so that the SNAP foods don't allow for the crap. And I think another thing that dovetails into all this is the gas tax. You know, the gas tax they passed in 2018. That was a supermajority Republican legislature in both houses, and it increases every July 1st. I think they can increase it, and at the time it was 18 cents. It's 30 cents now. And did gas taxes go down last year with the less cost at the pump? No, it didn't.
No, it did not.
And, you know, the amazing thing that the Republican legislature passed in that bill was that there is no cap.
Right.
And it's that, and people think, okay, it maybe cost me a couple more bucks at the tank to fill up the tank. No. Every goods and service you purchase, those people have that same burden.
Right.
And so it's just so much. Getting the waste out is going to be a huge opportunity to really allow the freedoms to the families, the young families. I mean, this average age of a first-time home buyer being 40, 43 years old, and less than 10 years ago it was like 32. Before that, it was 28 or something. Yeah.
Again, folks, we're talking to Dr. Stuart Tankersley, and if folks want to help, want to volunteer, want to donate money to your campaign, how can they do so?
Yeah, thank you. StuartTankersley.com, Stuart, S-T-W-A-R-T, Tankersley, T-A-N-K-E-R-S-L-E-Y, don't forget the E, and then .com, and they have a donation page there. It's exciting. I went to the forum that the API and the Ladies of Liberty held in January. It was on a Tuesday. The declaration day for signing up was on Friday. And I went up to it. I thought about it, but I was so saddened that they ignored the fundamental element in the room, which is, what are we going to do about the lack of trust in our government that just keeps getting worse and worse and worse? And the clearest example of this legislative session, there's always more than one, but this one to me, remember the VCAP bill that they passed almost 10 years or several years ago that prevented anybody from doing surgery on children for sex reasons? I mean, that took 3 years to work itself out. And of course, UAB, that's where I went to medical school. It's a premier. If you have a real problem, it's good. But the politics at the top end of that entity really need to be reevaluated, because I just can't comprehend doing that to a child or really anybody. But the point is that that took 3 years.
Yeah.
This year in the legislative session, and I don't blame the senators for this reason. 2 of them get 1 secretary, and they don't have the personnel to give them the background. So when these lobbyists come to them, I guess they're taking them at face value and believing what they're saying. But, you know, if you have a leader sitting up in the presiding officer who's going to report weekly with a podcast that I have on America Out Loud Pulse, every week I'm going to say to the state, to the citizens, this is what they just did. And the worst example this session was when, a couple of weeks ago, Blue Cross Blue Shield, which is a nonprofit entity, company, a few years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, they got it so the officers in it didn't have to publicly report how much they make. It's weird. But this year, they slid through a bill, and it was unanimously voted in the Senate, and then it was unanimously voted out of the House Financial Services Committee. It allows Blue Cross to take potentially billions of dollars, a nonprofit entity, and put it into holding companies that will allow them to make money and hold it and keep it. And what in the world is going on? Because health insurance is a huge cost to families. And yet Blue Cross is, unlike any other state, has a monopoly almost. 90% of the coverage in our state of private plans are through Blue Cross. And that's just an example. And backstory on that was that there had been a 13-year running legal battle that they recently lost that's very costly for them. And I doubt that they shared that reality with the senators. But the fact is they, I know several of them, and I like them. You can't help but like these people.
Sure.
But they just need somebody. You need leadership. You need somebody that's going to come. One of the most important things a leader does is he protects his subordinates. And that would be one of the key things I would look to do as the next lieutenant governor is, wait a minute, people say the lieutenant governor doesn't have much power. Well, it's what you make it.
Sure.
And look at Vance. He doesn't have much authority, does he?
As VP now?
Right, but he's certainly doing a lot of good. And so it's just what are you going to make it? And I think with my experience in leadership and real deep concern for people on a daily basis that I'm honored to see in my office, it's so readily apparent when you talk to people they're hurting. And this affordability problem that everybody is having is really, really unfortunate. And I'm looking forward to helping with that.
Now, I just saw the Senate advances the Public Service Commission expansion bill today, or they did it on Tuesday, excuse me. And that's the other big elephant in the room, or the other big mule is Alabama Power. And it seems like they immediately got nervous with some of the populist energy, especially with data centers bringing this up with folks. And you could definitely speak to that particular issue in this expansion to, I guess, 7 commissioners on the Public Service Commission. But what sort of authority could a lieutenant governor have in the Alabama Senate? Like, if you actually understand the role, the rules.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm sure it'll be learn as you go in large measure. But to the point of Alabama Power, they have a 12% guaranteed rate of return from our state.
Yep.
The retirement systems of Alabama has a guaranteed 8% return from our state. So they get these $100, $200 million checks every year from the legislature to shore that up. I love my patients and friends who work for the state, of course, but the people outside of that bubble really are hurting. And who is doing the bidding for them? And it's very important for you to understand. I am looking to be the lieutenant governor. I have no desire to be the governor. And most all people that run for it are doing it to try and climb the ladder. I have no desire to do that. And that is why I will have a bully pulpit that people will hear from, because I'm not trying to placate the big mules. And I think that this is look what they've done to us the last 6 years. City, state, federal, we have a very small window to do something about it, to vote for a change now that we're not going to see for another year. And it's a paradigm shift for most voters who do, during voting time, you kind of get in, and I've been guilty of it, where you say, oh, I like this guy or right. that. But wait a minute. What have they been doing to us? Now, this is the window of opportunity. You can change that. You can make a major course correction. And that's what I am pleading for people's votes in a way, because I think that's I've got a potential way to really, really help that I haven't heard voiced from my opponents.
Again, we're talking to Dr. Stuart Tankersley. He is a candidate to be the next lieutenant governor of the great state of Alabama. We got to hit this quick break. We'll come back with more after this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
For many homeowners, there's untapped reserves hiding in plain sight. It's not in the savings account. It's not in the stock market. It's right under your roof. Now more than ever, homeowners are sitting on record levels of home equity, and that equity belongs to you. It can be used to consolidate high-interest credit card debt, to pay expensive school tuition, to cover medical expenses, to invest in renovations, you name it, because that money is yours. This isn't about taking on unnecessary debt. It's about using an asset you already own to improve your financial position and your quality of life. The key is understanding your options and choosing the strategy that fits your goals. Let's see what's possible with the equity in your home. Give us a call at Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
Alabama weather will never fail to surprise you. Our lawns hardly get a chance to have any downtime. This year, save the hard work and aggravation and call Alabama Lawns, the River Region's leader in weed control and fertilization services. What makes Alabama Lawns the River Region's best? It's the people. They have the experience, education, and commitment to customer satisfaction. Ask your neighbors. Alabama Lawns has been the Montgomery Advertiser's Reader's Choice Award winner 14 years in a row. The Alabama Lawn staff is made up of long-term employees and agronomy graduates, and the staff at Alabama Lawns attend annual continuing education classes. It pays to have someone that knows southern grass types and how to keep them green and flourishing. Call Alabama Lawns today at 272-7171 and let them show you real value in lawn maintenance service. Alabama Lawns, the company with black trucks and green lawns.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
The employees of Adams Drugs would like to thank you for trusting us with your health care in 2025. We look forward to serving you and your family in 2026. You will continue to enjoy the same services such as immunizations, compounding, medication therapy management, delivery service, and wellness clinics, to name a few. Looking for that perfect gift for a loved one? Visit our Emily B. gift shop and find everything from Tyler candles to scout bags. Gift wrapping is available. If you have not visited Adams Drugs and experienced the award-winning customer service, we ask you to consider us for your prescription care in 2026. We have 12 convenient locations to serve you in the River Region. 8 in Montgomery, 1 in Wetumpka, Prattville, Millbrook, and Pine Level, Marbury. Please find us at adamsdrugs.net for the location that is nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Go to work for a family that puts God and family first. Wiley Sanders is looking for experienced dump truck drivers. Call them today, 855-777-9785. Drive for Wiley Sanders Truck Lines and be part of the family.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to the month of April, sounding more like the month of May, including some spotty random storms in the afternoon and evening hours each day right on through the end of the week. They will fade out at night. Very mild tonight, overnight low temperature in the lower 60s. Daytime highs tomorrow, and for the rest of the week will be in the middle 80s. Then look for more showers and storms over the weekend as a frontal system approaches. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. And we have in studio here Dr. Stuart Tankersley. He's running to be the next lieutenant governor for the great state of Alabama. And before we go back into policy stuff, I wanted to have you present to the audience, like, just more about you, like your background. And I think you're a pretty well-known name here, especially in Montgomery. But like, if you had to tell the 5-minute life story here, like, obviously, like, born and raised, you said it in our earlier segment about how much you just love this state,
It's home.
So, but where did life take you to bring you to this moment of, you know what, I'm going to speak out and run for lieutenant governor?
Yeah, thank you. I was blessed with a very, like we all have been in several ways, unbelievably blessed. In this Holy Week, it just got on my knees before bed last night. Just anytime I have ingratitude, I want to repent of it. And so, anyways, raised in Christian home here in Montgomery, 2 brothers, and I was the 3rd son, so it was good getting pounded on by these guys. But and my sister, younger sister, who is a delight and wonderful lady, she's one of the people that helped run Montgomery Christian School. Anyways, and so went to college, graduated from Auburn in history with a history degree. My uncle Will Hill and I were very close, and he was a big history buff, and I just, you want to be interesting in life, and you want to be interested.
Yes.
And so he really, and my father, obviously, and good friends' dads were major influences. And then I went to Auburn. After Auburn, I enlisted during the Gulf War '91, enlisted as a Cav Scout. And a cavalry scout in the Army, went through a boot camp, and within 2 years got selected to go to officer candidate school. In the middle of officer candidate school, I got my acceptance letter to medical school, and the head guy called me in, the top called me in, and he said, so you going to stay with us, or you going to keep it out? And I said, I think I'm going to earn my rank. And so I graduated OCS on Friday and started medical school on Monday. And I just met some wonderful people in medical school as well, and stayed in the Guard. I was the medical detachment, the medical center for the National Guard is in Birmingham, so it allowed me to go to drill. And I learned a lot of valuable things from the docs that were above me. One of the things in the military that you do is you are always perpetually training your replacement, which is a different perspective than the civilian world in interesting ways. But anyways, went to medical school, did 2 years after that of OBGYN residency. Thought I'd come back and work with my dad, who was an OBGYN. And then Lord gave me I like the clinic rather than the OR.
Yeah.
And so my wife and I took a year of missionary training and for Thailand for a year, and then came back here, did family medicine residency with some wonderful teachers, and then started private practice. And I started private practice not employed by a hospital. And that's interesting because supposedly 3 years ago, every resident that got out of training in Mississippi, none of them set up an independent shingle. And that goes to the Obamacare catastrophe. But the system, the healthcare system obviously is broken. I hope to help with little and big ways if possible. But the point is that then I went to, I was deployed 3 times in the Army, and I missed the biggest bride of my life, my wife and I got married right after in our 3rd year of medical school, and at the end of it, and she is unbelievable. She is just the greatest woman I've ever met, and we have a faithful, blessed marriage. We have 3 wonderful kids. They're all in college this year, so I'm an empty nester for the first time, and we are. And so then I went to. I was deployed 3 times, and I'm a family medicine doc, and in 2013 through 17, I was on the Ethics Commission for the state and learned so many of the sad realities that are going on, very, very sad. And in 2018, I was offered a position to run for a public office, and I said, thank you, I have 3 kids at home, but really I want nothing to do with that snake pit. And then COVID came, and being the leading voice of reason the last 6 years in our state through that awful catastrophe. I mean, people, they will do this again to us.
Yep.
They simply will. They have, as Dr. Redfield, the former CDC director, whose eyes have been opened. He's a good Catholic guy.
Oh, absolutely.
He says they have 80-something in the hopper. This gain of function crap has just got to go. Yeah, there's utility here or there, but this gain of function, it's so insane. And then in October of 20, I got a call from the governor's office, and they asked me if I would be willing to serve on the vaccine working group. That the CDC had put out a directive at the beginning of October of 20 that they wanted to put together a working group. Well, I've been in working groups in the military, and if you have more than 5 or 6, it's kind of not a working group.
Yep.
And so I said I agreed to it, and I said, and I got on the first call, 2-hour WebEx, and I was appalled. There were 65 people on it, and I was appalled because when they sent me my invitation on Monday, the Monday before the Thursday meeting, there was an 85-page playbook. They called it the playbook. The CDC put it out to all the states, and I took the role seriously. And in the military, you call it a warning order. And so that's like the command says, okay, this is what we think we need to do and how we need to do it. So I took 18, 19 hours, took a day off work, and ripped the thing apart. Because a warning order is you want your staff to rip it apart, find the holes so that you can see what's going, how we can succeed.
Yep.
And when I did that, there were so many holes in it that I was appalled. Over half of the discussion literally was on making sure the blacks get their fair share of the shots. That shouldn't have been on the top 25 list of priorities, because if this is a worthy product, we're going to get the message out. By the way, the message was not put out through the doctors. It was put out through media, and they were recruiting religious faith leaders and things like that. And the first thing that the doctors in Alabama heard about, because the shots rolled out December 21st of 20, the first thing they got was the week before, I think it was an hour Pfizer phone call. And so Pfizer demoed the doctors in the state on the shots. And from the beginning, I had so many questions. I had never been, what they call anti-vax at that point. I never thought the Gardasil, the HPV, was very suspect from the beginning. But so I wasn't. But they put me on it. Their statement was, "Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you." And so we're asking Dr., not Colonel Tankersley, to be our representative on the working group. And boy, howdy, looking back on it, it was awful. It was just so many things didn't make sense, and now we know why. But the fact is that it was really, really awful how all these things were done and how they're being done, and the injuries from them just continue to mount. And so the last 6 years I've spoken from Alaska down to Florida and many points in between at big meetings. And since we're in Holy Week, I'll share this. I've asked all these groups one question: name the last time, and I think this is the core problem in our country. And I'll say this on Holy Week: number one, the first commandment given to us in the New Testament is in Matthew 3, John the Baptist: repent. And I've asked one question of 10, 20,000 people. Please, if you don't feel comfortable saying it out loud, come to me afterwards. When was the last time somebody in America repented? And since Chuck Colson, 50 years. And I've had 2 answers. And what that says is when we get to that understanding, of 2 Chronicles or 1 Chronicles 7, 14, 15, when we fall on our face before the living God, the creator of the universe, our Savior, and we recognize, wait a minute, he is begging us for a relationship that can far surpass any other we can conceive of on this earth. He loves us that much. I mean, he really does. It's amazing. The amount of love he has for us, it's beyond measure. And that's what I always touched on when I was seeking to convert my Mohammedan interpreters over in Iraq both times, and successfully by the grace of the Lord. And when we get to that point, game over.
Amen.
Things change on a dime.
Amen.
And it's not going to be done by political leaders. It's going to be by people loving each other enough to tell them there's an escape hatch, and it is the ultimate escape hatch.
Let's go to Sandy real quick. Hey, Sandy, you're on with Dr. Stuart Tankersley.
Well, I'm thrilled to hear that you're running, and where can we get a yard sign?
Thank you so much. They're coming. I just threw my hat in the ring, paid the $1,600 at the beginning in January, and just waited for the Lord to work if He's going to work. If He's not, fine. I don't have to do this, but I just see the need for it. And I'm clearly not a career politician. I haven't been angling for a year or 2 or 10 years for this.
Well, that's why you're so wonderful, and you will be so great at this position. My son was a Cav Scout and drove a Bradley in Bosnia.
Uh-huh.
And he's 100% on disability at this point, but he's a wonderful, fine man and loves the military and our country, and he will definitely support you also. And thank you for all your wonderful commitments. Joey knew my late husband, Jim Watson.
Yeah.
He published Boom magazine.
Yeah.
And we were both non-vaxxers. So.
Yeah, your son, I hope he's in Alabama.
He's in Birmingham.
Oh, great.
Birmingham.
Admiral
Yes.
Kent Davis, and what he has done in this state is truly heroic. And there's so many, Troy Creco, these guys, we all have a heart for these young men because what they did was so exceptional in just doing what they did and doing it with the right attitude. It was one of the highlights of my life being out with the Ford guys.
Absolutely.
What's your son's first name?
David.
David. I hope I get to meet him. But what is? Do you have we failed him? Can we do it better for him? In what regard would you say?
No, I think he is. I'm very, very pleased. He's very, very pleased.
Oh, good.
He really wasn't familiar with the benefits for years and years and years until actually last year.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
But it has worked out. It has worked out great, and he's bought a home with a VA, on his VA benefits. When he came home, he went to University of Alabama and came out with, of course, still huge debt.
They didn't pay for it from his service?
Not all of it, not nearly enough. And it was during the time, he finished up during the time that they hired, what's his name? The coach, my brain stopped.
Saban.
Was the coach? Yes, Saban. And all I could think of was Saban could write one little check with all his money and benefits from that job and pay off David's college debt.
You know what Paul Bear Bryant did when he was at Alabama? Did you hear about what he did for all of his players and their children?
Not really.
Any of their children got to go to Alabama for free.
Is that right?
Oh,
Sure did.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah,
well,
that's amazing.
He has one son, my grandson, who is 13, and he can, because of David's service, he can go to college on free ride anywhere in Alabama.
Good, that's right. Yeah, we have we're a unique state. I think there's one other maybe that if you have a 40% VA disability, then your kids just there. I think they're I don't think it's the whole package, but the tuition I think is free.
Yeah, it's something. I
proud of our state. The class. That's the heart of who we are.
Right.
More of that.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
Okay. Appreciate you.
Appreciate
and
you,
Joey,
Sandy.
I love you.
Love you too, Sandy.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Let's go to Ronnie. Hey, Ronnie, you're on with Dr. Tankersley.
Hey, Joey, love the show. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Just wanted to say it was because of Joey's show that I got wind of Dr. Tankersley maybe a year ago. And now I'm getting wind of maybe losing my doctor.
No, you're not either. Thank you for asking that. No, sir. This is a part-time gig. I have 30 days that I will definitely be down. The session's 30 days over a 105-day period. And not looking to be a career politician climbing the ladder. A lot of the benefits or whatever, where you get to go to all the fancy things around the state or whatever, not really of interest, nor time.
That's good. That's good. Well, and I know that you're going to do well at it if you are elected. Just interesting thing, the day that you were on Joey's show and I was listening, I said, that's exactly the way I think. And so I said, I'm gonna change doctors.
Yep.
I was trying to change doctors anyway, and I made a call and the phone rang and it rang and it rang and nobody was answering, and then all of a sudden Dr. Tankersley's voice popped on, so he answered his own phone even.
Well, yeah, if the staff is busy and I'm
was out.
available, I certainly will. That's what most small business people do.
Yep.
Take care of the people.
Right.
Yeah. But, yeah, no, I'm not seeking. This is a side gig, but I'll be very intentional about using my time for it for the people, because people are hurting. The affordability is just off the roof. But the elephant in the room is the lack of trust at all levels of government and the abuses that they demonstrated their potential with over the last 6 years. And no apologies. We got that wrong. Nope. Nope. Won't even admit they were wrong. And but we have this small window. And this is a very unique year of elections because, as you know, Tuberville is kind of the shoe-in. But so the lieutenant governor's race and the Senate races are getting a lot of the press. But this is a very rare time. And I think I found the weak spot in their chain of armor, and that's the presiding officer who is looking to lead. And I can't wait. I told Coach Tuberville when I met with him a month ago that I said, look, I'm going to be the best cabinet member you'll have while you're there, because having served on a Continental Command staff for 5 years, I know how to work on a staff. And can't wait to do that, because the people need change, and we need to begin to restore the trust that the people deserve. And it's not going to be easy. But I think that probably a lot of the lobbyists, they're just doing their job, but they need to take a step back and say, wait a minute, am I being forthright? And then the senators who are trying to do the right thing, they just have so many things coming in at the same time. And they need some help. And so one of the things I'm going to do is, one of the major things that the lieutenant governor does is appoints 167 different agencies, committees, and commissions, and makes over 400 appointments to those. And I want to get people that are not in that field, like I was not in the ethics field. The law for law in Alabama, the Code of Ethics was founded by Jones, the guy that Jones School is named after.
Yeah.
And that's who Alabama is. And I want to help these guys really see around the corner better than I think that they are trapped in sometimes.
Well, Ronnie, I appreciate the call, man.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Great one.
Thank y'all.
Have a good one, bud.
And we're pretty much out of time here. And, just to give back what we've been talking about the last almost 50 minutes, there are a lot of practical problems that need the sort of experience you have. And, whether we're talking about public health and the bureaucracies that are standing in the way and just getting people proper food and proper care, as well as, taking on Blue Cross Blue Shield on the insurance side, or talking about Alabama Power and more of these, guaranteed rates of return with them, as well as the RSA system, like the big mules in the state, and then all the other practical issues that might crop up. But one thing I really appreciate about you is that at the end of the day, there is an element of spiritual warfare to all of this.
Oh, always, always, always. That's the biggest lesson of COVID. It is spiritual first.
Mm-hmm. And so I do have to hit this break and close things out, but I've made it a point, and I've found that in your own private moments, folks, if you just make it a point to change your habits, I make it a point. I wake up early now, and the first words that come out of my mouth are, I believe in God the Father Almighty, and the rest of the Apostles' Creed, as y'all know. That should be the first thing you think and say when you wake up. And you'll still have bad days and stuff will get in the way and whatever. But when you realize,
the Lord can have another, right?
Amen.
That's right.
When you realize that's what your center is, that's what actually should rise and set in your heart every morning and every sunset.
I'm so proud of you for what all this journey that you're on, and you're so public about it. I'm just tickled pink over it.
Well, I appreciate your time, and great to see you, and always welcome back here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Doc.
We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
The 22nd Annual Autism Crawfish Boil benefiting Easter Seals of Central Alabama is April 11th at Riverwalk Stadium. Proceeds from this fun family event benefit autism programs at Easter Seals of Central Alabama. Enjoy all-you-can-eat crawfish, live music, and even a baseball game. The Autism Crawfish Boil, April 11th at Riverwalk Stadium. Stay and eat or grab them to go. Scan or visit mudbugball.com to purchase tickets and get info on curbside pickup.
This is your roving reporter, and today I'm talking with a political activist.
That's right, man.
And could you please explain to us your red cap with the letters MMRGA?
Yeah, man, this is my MARGA hat.
MARGA?
Yeah, man, that stands for Make My Retirement Great Again.
I see.
And to do that, what you need to do is call David Ernest,
the asset preservationist.
That's right, man. You can call David at 833-596-7233. That's 833-596-SAFE.
And I understand that's a toll-free number.
Yeah, man. Get David Ernest on the case, and your retirement will be great again.
And you make these hats?
I do. Here's a whole pile left from the last administration.
And they say CPWABD.
Yeah, man. Corn Pop was a bad dude.
And as you said, there's a whole pile here.
Well, there wasn't much demand.
I can dig it.
Epicure and Jack's Tavern, located at 2060 Downing Street. 5 ice cold beers, 1 bucket, $13. Anytime. At Epicure and Jack's Tavern, their beer buckets are always available. No happy hour clock required. Come in, relax, and enjoy great food with an even better deal. Epicure and Jack's Tavern. Cold beer, fair prices, no fine print. Come taste what everyone's talking about.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray, how you doing?
Man, we're doing great. How about you guys?
Oh, wonderful.
Here, man.
Now that we got that Critters desk complete, it was chaotic yesterday.
Was it?
Morning.
Has all the smoke
It was
settled?
awful. It's settled. We are. That I should have done that 20 years ago, but I didn't want to do it. I've been kicking that can as long as I can. Hey, have y'all talked about the new tax in Collier County today?
I have not, no.
Well, we're not we're in Elmore County, so that
Right.
doesn't affect us. Just letting you know, if you need a floor, your price is not going up.
Good one, Ray. Good one, Ray. Love the marketing this man has. He's got the best marketing, period.
That is fantastic.
Our prices are staying low, baby. They're staying right where they are.
The number's still 285-8117?
It is. It's absolutely 285-8117. And don't forget, this week is Easter week. Try to go to a local church somewhere near you, and if you don't have a place to go, come sit by me. We'll sit on the back row. That bad back row Baptist.
There you go. Well, you make sure you tell Mark I said hello.
Staring at me.
I know Mark sits like one row behind you.
Yeah, Mark, you've got to come. It's Easter.
You have to, Mark.
Guys, y'all have a great day.
Thank you, Ray. See you, brother.
Again, y'all goodbye, Bradville Carpet. Anyway, Greg Budell with Happy Hour. He should be next. Thanks for being here today. You going to be here tomorrow?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
What's tomorrow? Yeah. Justin's birthday tomorrow. My son's birthday tomorrow.
Happy birthday early, Justin.
Yep.
Anyway, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll see you, fellas.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 90.